Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chicken Please Paint It Red.
Welcome back to Chicken.
Welcome back to Chicken. Right, yes. And then it's this bird guy just staring at us.
Actually, I don't know where it's saved, so try talking to Fillmore first again.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm assuming that...
Just one more thing.
I see you haven't changed a bit.
Do you think we're walking into a trap? You always had good instincts.
You know, I couldn't figure out this Natasha woman.
Oh,
I mean,
you know what? Sorry, I totally just remembered why I thought about Scarlet Hollow today, and now I'm reminded of why I thought of that. This game also made in fuck. It's the game engine that I suggested that you do as the wind blows in.
Renpai?
Yeah, this is also made in Renpai.
Cool.
Then the trouble is bigger than I thought.
Just take care of yourselves and don't leave your guns out of reach.
Oh, that's never happened.
Yeah, this crazy cock even sleeps with his.
Welcome to the club, Brother Bird.
Take care, Phil.
You too, old fart.
So I believe, if I remember correctly, we had talked to everybody and we were moving on to Ibn and Dame.
Yeah.
Should I talk with anyone else, or should I obviously just cut to the chase and go to Ibn?
You could probably just cut to the chase.
Isn't that...
Yes, it is. The great Ibn Wessler, in the flesh. So much for our incognito.
You think he noticed us?
Only if he's not entirely blind.
Great.
Just act nonchalant, my friend.
No, it can't be.
What now?
Is that Olivia?
No, Marty.
Olivia the Crow.
Hey, Olivia.
Are you talking to me?
It is Olivia?
Dude, the crow head looks devastating. It's so
It does
small.
look very short. Yeah.
It's me, Marty McChicken.
Oh, God.
What a pleasant surprise. The Rooster Copper's in person.
In Pies.
But yeah, Mr. Wessler, you could say so. The name's...
Sunny Featherland, of course, of course. Chicken Police.
Mikey says
Your partner, though, I
Saba-sized
don't know
head.
his name.
Hello, Mikey.
McChicken, sir. I just introduced myself to your lady companion seconds ago.
Oh, yeah. I'm so happy to see you.
Why does he know us, but then not our partner if we're both part of the famous Chicken Police duo?
I guess it was just a thing where this guy's like, oh, I care about Sunny, but...
Well, I'm
You're
wondering.
as his partner.
Well, I don't know if they would write. I don't know if they would like imply this, but I wonder if he knows Marty's name because Marty is associated with Natasha right now, right? Because like Natasha knows, like Natasha asked for Marty specifically, or not
Sunny.
Marty. Sorry, Sunny.
Sunny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Both their names end with a Y, motherfucker. What the hell?
Hello, boys.
So,
Hello,
with
boys.
pleasure, gentlemen.
Yeah, so, we were, just in the neighborhood.
Why is Marty
Crap,
speaking?
Marty.
Because he's.
All right, we're here for your sweet.
He clearly has a thing for beautiful women, but like I don't know. I gotta see who the hell Laura is.
Oh, I see.
No big deal. Just a blackmail thing. You know, horrifying threats written on the wall with blood red paint. The usual stuff. You must be familiar with this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, indeed. It's, nasty business. But I didn't know Natasha hired a detective because of this simple matter. But to be honest, I understand. I would have taken.
Oh,
matters
she
into my own
understands,
hands,
huh?
You see, but I'm kind of busy.
Mr. Wessler had a meeting with Attorney General Hamtaro yesterday, so he's...
There's no way that Attorney General Hamtaro is not a hamster.
100%.
Oh, dear Olivia, it's okay. These gentlemen are just doing their job, right? And if I've heard correctly, they're notoriously thorough. So, how can I help you?
Notoriously.
We've got a few questions, if you don't mind.
I'm at your service.
I'm at your service. Let's talk to Olivia.
That woman with Ibn, I think I know her from somewhere.
Maybe in your dreams, pal.
It's true.
Yeah, can you tell how attractive she is? She's way out of your league, obviously.
This guy is certainly not a gangster henchman.
Of course he's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice bunker you got here.
Well, thank you, but it's not mine. Not anymore. But I'm sure you already know that.
No, yeah, it's owned by
Listen,
Natasha, yeah.
if you wanna
Natasha,
know something,
yeah.
please that straight, huh?
All right, Mr. Wessler, let's make this a bit more professional.
yeah, less like what was it?
Olivia
Rambling?
Blackwing. Holy shit.
Less
Sorry.
rambling, more asking questions.
I'm not as exciting as people tend to believe. I grew up in a poor family of many siblings. I'm the only one still alive, unfortunately. My career started with a shoe store, and now, here I am.
And now I'm a notorious gangster and murderer, but yet I'm acting like I am an innocent little guy.
I wouldn't call that an average life. Shoe store owner to mob boss.
How dare you speak to Mr. Wessler like that?
Who the hell are you? I thought you were like actress, but are you just like his assistant?
I think maybe like, yeah, a secretary of some kind.
I guess so.
Leave it, Olivia, dear. It's just provocation.
I'm sorry if I offended you, Mr. Wessler. Shall we talk about something else?
Everybody knows Mr. Hayworth. He's an antique piece of furniture in this city, so to speak.
So Lewis was our rabbit friend. Why does everybody know Lewis?
Only a bit worn out.
He owns like an entire hotel.
I mean, I guess that is literally true.
The name of his family still rings quite loud in Clawville.
Maybe
Is that still worth anything?
I'm about to say, like, how fucked up would it be if Lewis was actually like tied to this whole conspiracy?
I mean, maybe his family is, and he's just like, I'm not part of that.
Maybe.
Pragmatic, rat.
Because I mean, he might be in an enormous amount of debt, but how does he keep the like? I don't know. I feel like that's always something in like media, but not even media, I guess, because I see it in documentaries and stuff too. Of like people go deep into debt, but yet they get to like hold on to all of their stuff for like fucking years and years and years. Like there was something
Yeah, I'm not sure.
like there was something similar where my mom watches a lot of like like husbands killing wives type stuff,
True crime
those types of
stuff.
well, I guess true crime, but they definitely dramatize it a lot more than like facts. But anywho, the long and the short was that like the husband spent like an unbelievable amount of money on like a really, really nice boat or whatever. And like apparently in order to evade the debt collectors, he would just have like cameras set up on their property because they had like a beachfront property in Florida.
Yeah.
And he would just have cameras set up, and as soon as anybody that he did not recognize pulled up in a car, he would just hop into his boat and leave. And it's like, okay, like, can you just do that?
Levels
Like,
of paranoia that
Well-
people have sometimes.
but I mean, like, it worked. Like, he avoided debt collectors for like years and years and years, and eventually ended up killing his wife because she wanted to turn him in for like reward money or whatever. But at the same time, like, damn, like, I didn't know that. Like, I guess I never really thought of like something working like that. Now that being said, this story, if I do recall in particular, took place before like digital banking was like the primary mode of doing these sort of things. So I guess if he kept all of his valuables on the boat and then just left, what the fuck were they supposed to do? Right? But anywho.
Yeah.
Look, detective, if you want to know something, just ask.
The hell was that?
All right, Mr. Wessler.
Okay, so like all of these questions are like not questions.
I mean, we are getting some info. It's just not super
Has
important.
your assistant been working for you long?
Are you talking about me?
Yes, I'm talking about you, ma'am.
Let me answer your question then. I've been in Mr. Wessler's employment for 6 months.
Employment.
Ask.
Oh, just routine questioning, you know. Most of them aren't good for anything. Just killing.
What does that even mean? Why would you be killing time?
Saba, it's noir dialogue. He's being coy.
No, I know, but let me poke
Well, if you
fun at the
know, then what?
Yeah, please forgive a detective. Olivia's a real firecracker.
Olivia is a real crow in a barrel.
Oh, there's a difference between asking and questioning. I guess this is
Yeah,
obviously in an
questioning's more-
official capacity.
Wessler's a tricky guy.
No, forward-facing Sonny again.
Enough about him, so I have to be cunning. I can't just pin him against a wall. Yet.
Wessler's a tricky guy, unfortunately. Okay, so it's just the dialogue we just heard.
Focus. What's his? Oh, right. That's what his impressions are tricky.
That is what he just.
Impressions are tricky.
How did you feel when you heard about the blackmail?
Honestly, I found it ridiculous.
And
Now I'm kind of interested. But I wouldn't call it blackmail yet. They're just empty threats. There were no demands.
good point.
Thank you. Are we done?
No, not quite.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Like, he will get impatient. Like, why would we... The second one's stupid, may I
The second
ask
one
what
is
you
stupid.
do
I am
from-
like, we might not
Yeah.
officially be on the force anymore, but there's no way that this motherfucker is gonna tell us what he does, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the first one then.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you just call the police?
Huh? Why? What would have been the use of that? A few messages aren't enough for a case. You should know that.
Harassment makes for a case. So do threats.
Who were you trying to convince, Sonny? Huh? They would have laughed in my face. Anyway, you know, the police station. Once I set foot in there, I'm not coming out again.
Your lawyers are too good for that, Ibn.
Like he says, is this going to be a Hotline Miami type beat where the people with animal heads are going to turn out to be actual humans? I do not believe so. Given the, I mean, I don't think you were here last week, Mikey, but
Hybrid world.
there is a lot of world building specifically designed around the fact that these are real animal people. So, including like its own theology and like world history. So yeah, I think these are in fact animal people.
Yeah.
And they are, in
I
fact,
guess
pretty
you're
creepy to
right.
look at.
They are. A
understandable.
lot of the like some of these work, some of these don't. it's you know what it is? It's the fact that they're all photorealistic that really fucks with me. You
That
know?
also, yeah.
Because like even like I mean obviously Beacon Pines was like very chibi in its art style, but even something a little bit more stylized like that I think would have made this, because it's not like this art style
I
doesn't
don't
work.
think they
It
had
is
human
just unsettling.
bodies as well, right? Because it was like, I think it was just more like the animals' bodies in like a human fashion, but these guys are like, no, these are human hands.
These are human hands and stuff, and they do
Bodies.
Photoshop like their bodies to make them like a little bit more reasonable, but not by much. I don't know. I'm in my mind, I am chalking up this art style in kind of a similar way to Golden Idol, where it's like it doesn't look stupendous, but it is extremely distinct. You know, like I can't think of another game that looks like this.
It's true. I think the first one.
Do you really think we're that stupid?
Yeah, that's what we should say. Sure.
I mean, one, I guess.
Yeah, I said.
Why would anyone...
Actually, we
ever
lost
blackmail?
rep on the last question, apparently.
I don't know. Maybe because she's my girlfriend?
You think that's
Okay, if we. Okay, let's see if we lose some from
It's
this.
plenty enough.
enough? Good point.
Oh, are you finally getting to a point? Or do you really want to dig around in my private life? Because, people who do that end up in the alley. If you catch my drift.
Very much so, Mr. Wessler. Wessler is tougher than I thought, and he's secretive. It's time to gently beat around the bush.
Okay, so we got
Okay.
plus 10 even though it seemed to have angered him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, well, that's fine. Don't you find these messages dangerous? Are you and Natasha close?
I guess
Obviously.
the last one.
You spend a lot of time
Right.
here. Were there any similar... Okay.
Because I was thinking one or the last one, but
I
he's
would say
already
one
kind of
or
stated
four.
at the beginning that he's like, nah, these aren't like bad enough yet.
I could say 4. I find 4 interesting.
Yeah.
He would probably be, I don't know, like my assumption would be that his answer would be like, I don't fucking know. But at the same time, maybe he does.
Were there any similar incidents in Natasha's past? I mean, threats, blackmail, enemies or insane fans, psychopath pianists, perhaps.
I don't know about enemies, but she's a celebrity. A star shining bright in Clawville's night sky. Do you understand? She gets endless fan mail. It could be anybody. I wouldn't overreact.
Natasha doesn't feel that way.
I've noticed.
I've noticed. Yeah, it's plus 15. Okay. Is everything all right between you and Natasha? Do you think one of her fans is the culprit? Start talking straight with there's no point in wasting each other. So definitely not this one, since we're supposed to beat around the bush.
Yeah.
I mean, 1, but that'd probably just get him pissed, right?
Yeah, he's like, why are you asking about our relationship? I would just say 2, because it's like we're just asking his opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think one of her fans is the culprit? Someone who can't take rejection, maybe?
Why not? It's quite common.
It's a typical motive, indeed. Any ideas who it could...
Yeah. Attorney General Hamtaro is obsessed with...
Hamtaro!
But he's, more like the kiss on the hand, flowers, Bowie type. Throwing bricks through the window is not...
Other than that, I think half the
I
city.
can't think of anybody else. Or rather, I can think of everybody else. About half the city, actually.
I get it.
She has a lot of enemies. Plus
You
20.
got it.
We're building momentum.
So,
We
not
mean
one,
people
'cause he
okay, definitely not this one, since he literally
No,
said
he's
like you
in
can't step
there,
inside. A mob boss and a pussycat. Eh? How do you even meet?
Okay, look, number 3 just feels a little repetitive, but I also feel like...
But it feels like it's in theme with what we're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah. I guess I just wish they were.
Because this is personal. This is out of the question, so we gotta go with this one, right?
Yeah.
Have there been similar threats in the past?
Right to the point, yeah? Yeah, I get it. But sadly, this is a dead end, my friend. No threats like these. Whether you believe it or not.
Well,
Mostly just people walking
really
into a room
seems
and
like
trying
a
to
dead
shoot
end,
me.
so
Yeah.
I'll
No
just back up
writing
and
on
try from
walls.
a different angle.
You do that.
Minus 10.
Okay.
So obviously this one then.
Yeah, I guess
Once
them
again,
being like, yeah, by this point this is too repetitive and you should know that. It's
but then
like,
the focus should have
but-
changed.
Yeah.
The mob boss and the pussycat, eh? How did you even meet?
Huh? Are you trying to piss me off, Corpora, so I accidentally let some big secret slip out? Huh?
A simple
Okay.
answer would work.
You know, Natasha, she's both connoisseur and muse. So, how was it? When was it exactly?
You don't remember?
He-
That's strange.
Yeah. The millions, of course. It
So
was like
this
another
bar.
lifetime.
Yeah.
Lounge.
Lounge.
Club.
Only this place was called the Millions back then. She was a dancer. Behind the scenes, I arranged opportunities for her on the big stage. Yeah, maybe she still doesn't know it was me. And one day, I invited her for a drink with a promise that if she was willing to meet me, I'd buy the place for her.
Now, I guess
Okay.
she was willing.
The next day, she had the club in her name.
I mean, okay, like that seems like a crazy like turn in your life, right? Going from like a cabaret singer to like extremely well-known business owner.
Well, that is romantic.
Yeah, There are many
Yeah,
kinds
didn't
of
you know this is the
romance
mob,
going on.
okay?
There's
This kind of stuff
cheap and there's
happens in like
expensive.
a day.
I mean, I do like the idea that he like got two birds with one stone, I guess figuratively. Where it's like not only does he get to like woo this like hot lady, but also he now has a new venue to launder money through.
Yeah, but no, I don't think he owes it anymore.
All right, well, we're in the positive.
As long as we stay there, yeah.
Do you live in the same house as Natasha?
Oh, you're really something. Natasha's a free woman, but mostly, yeah, at my place in Gold Town. But she has her own kind of a weekend house.
How often does she use the weekend house?
Every weekend.
Yeah, every other weekend, roughly.
I see. That's very important information.
Yeah, if you say so.
So Natasha feels like she's in grave danger, yet she's still going out alone. Is she completely alone, or when she's there at the weekend?
I guess maybe the second one. I think both of these sound okay.
I'll say they both feel kind of like the same thing. I guess this one kind of implies that she's being foolish, but I don't think so. I guess they both kind of do. I don't know. You want to do the second one?
Yeah.
Is she completely alone when she's there at the weekend?
As I've told you, Natasha's a free woman, eh? She's an adult. She doesn't need an escort. Or, she didn't need one until now.
Are you afraid for her? You know, a big star like her, alone in that house.
I never said a black car doesn't drive by 2 or 3 times a day, but, it's just caution. Huh.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought we were gonna ask like, oh, she also has a secretary, you know.
I
But I guess that's
thought
not-
it meant like, oh, does she conduct a business there? I think the question was implying, is she there, like, with other people fraternizing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I suppose not.
Also, why does he keep saying free woman?
She runs the brand Free People.
Minus 10.
Since we lost, like, but like you saw, his reaction wasn't really that like
Didn't see
negative,
that
right?
bad. I don't know. It's a little confusing. I don't really understand what they're going for exactly. Like, you know what I wish? Because they have impressions here, right? Like, so this is Ibn. He is tricky, mistrustful, secretive, and quick-tempered, right? I think it would be kind of neat if instead of just this, like, question mark here, if in there it had, like, I don't know, maybe like some sort of little drawing of a face to kind of indicate what the emotional intent of the question is, you know?
Yeah.
So that way maybe we could try to match it up with the impression. Because once again, the focus is gently beat around the bush. We're obviously not doing that.
Yeah, but none
anymore.
of this feels like we're doing that.
It felt like we did at first, and then we suddenly changed, and we haven't updated it
Natasha
yet.
feels like she's in grave danger, yet she's still going out alone.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at. But I'm 100% sure of her loyalty.
See, like, what was the difference between him being like, I know what you're getting at, but she's a free woman. She's allowed to go wherever she wants. It's like...
One of them seems to be implying business, whereas the other one seems to be implying company. But there was no distinction I could tell based on the phrasing.
Like, as I just said, I originally thought it was going to be like, yeah, does she work from home or something like that? But no, it was, does she fraternize?
Always putting it all on the red, right?
Yeah, you're a real rotten bastard, Sonny. Although, yeah, always on the red. Yeah, right.
So, can we meet your lady?
I don't see why not. But first, please, listen to her sing. She's on soon.
I mean, I'll take it. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't...
It'd be easy to retry, but yeah, I'm fine.
Thank you for your time. We'll be seeing you.
I have no doubt about that, unfortunately.
Once again, we haven't made an enormous amount of progress even today, but I will say, because I know that before when we were talking, you were saying that you had concerns about like the phrasing and writing style of the game, and then I kind of I kind of retorted to that the idea of like I'm pretty confident that these guys are not like English is not their first language, so it might be a little difficult trying to convert that stuff just based on like phrasing and the general structure of how conversations work. But I am kind of picking up, especially after that last questioning that we just did, I am definitely picking up on a similar vibe to some of the stuff that happens in Ace Attorney, where it's like clearly the writer in their mind has like a through line that they're trying to get you to follow. But yet that through line is not.
There's many different interpretations.
Yeah, because it's like in a real questioning circumstance. Excuse me. Any one of those questions we asked could have just led.
Thoughts, maybe.
Sorry.
Like, sorry, I know I interrupted you.
No,
but
you're
it's
fine,
like
you're
maybe why isn't it like maybe we should have gotten like his like inside thought of like maybe like a one-liner of maybe she's like fraternizing or like inviting some air quotes special guests over to her house. Maybe I should ask about that, and that's what like the question is for like the second one, right? Just to give you enough to be like, oh, this is not about work. But we don't get that, you know.
But we didn't get that in this particular circumstance, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, some of these have been fine. Some of these have been a little bit more rough. But at the same time, let's keep going.
We're still going, yeah.
We should grab a coffee or something, Olivia. You know, for old times' sake.
She's like, ew, no.
Do I know you?
Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Goodbye.
Oh.
Please.
Marty, you have a
The
fiance.
show's gonna start soon.
Yeah. No, not possible. Fiancés don't mean anything. So he can actually, because so far he's only been seeing red. So for him to be seeing her green eyes
Backless
are...
dress.
Once again, that tail is coming from nowhere.
It is kind of coming from the base of her spine, but it does look like it's coming out of her butt crack again. You know what this guy... First off, this is fine. I'm enjoying this. But it does kind of feel like those like early 2000s or early 2010s YouTube videos where it'd be like a dog kind of like yapping its lips.
Yeah.
And then they just voice over it.
Food and all that, yeah. Okay. What kind of high is he? What's happening here right now?
I believe that they're going to have a plot detail of her literally being able to hypnotize people. Because do you remember that's one of the things that was reported on early.
It's dead.
Was the idea of like when you look into her eyes, you really get lost in them or whatever.
That was
No, interesting.
unique.
Her eyes still in green.
Oh, that is cute. Nobody has ever given me such a unique compliment before.
I like how her singing had no accent.
I just like the fact that
Santino
they always try to like include it may not be just the accent, but it's like additional speaking quips that are like, yeah, I'm a cat, right? So it's like, right, you know.
Well,
that
that's
kind
true.
of stuff.
The lizard guy did something similar, right?
Yeah, so it's I'm like, okay, not only is it an accent, it's like little animalistic.
Because I don't think Russians usually trill. I don't think so.
more or less.
That's normally something that would be for like.
Sometimes less is more, Mr. Featherland.
You were amazing, dear, as always.
Could you be my little furball and fetch me a cocktail?
Get it? Joke.
But of course.
Ibn will be back soon. We'll have a few minutes to talk. Then he'll end the conversation and throw you both out.
With all due respect, ma'am, we're not that easy to get
Doesn't matter, he'll do it. That's why I'm telling you. I don't want a scene. My room's upstairs. Meet me there in 20 minutes. Come alone, Sonny. You'd be too conspicuous otherwise.
Hey, I understand. Now they call him Target Marty at the station.
I don't have time, Mr. Featherland.
Sure thing, Natasha. I'll come to your room. 3 knocks, a short pause, then another 3.
I'll be waiting. Go, before he comes back.
I knew she was...
Okay, just hard cut.
She wore danger like a perfume. It was simply part of her being, and it attracted me, like light attracts the moth people. I wanted to be the microphone as she whispers her melodies.
Okay, this is a bit cringy.
Well, I mean, it, like, in a literal sense, it makes sense because the noir thing is you're supposed to, like, it's supposed to fall for the, you know, the femme fatale, right? But it's just weird because they kept like, how old is he in human years? Because they keep calling him old, right?
Yeah, I don't.
So in my mind, that means like upper 50s to middle 60s, right? Whereas this lady,
or unless it's the younger version of being an ancient old guy, and it's like in their late 30s.
Yeah, but for a cop, you know.
I'm sorry, and that's the thing. I don't know.
No, look, it does come out of the base of her spine.
Gee, it's a unique picture and kind of daring. I admit I've never seen anything quite like it before.
Oh my, Sonny, like, pull yourself together. Holy shit.
Yes, I admit it's a little daring. I keep it. It evokes good memories. A precious old friend of mine. A most wonderful artist.
He's got an eye, that's for sure, considering his model.
Was that supposed to be some kind of compliment?
I don't know. I don't compliment often. Not on purpose, anyway.
Oh, you're funny.
Like, because now I'm trying to think, right? What is her angle here? Because I think it's very clear that she is just manipulating Ibn, right? Like, whatever sort, like, I don't know. I'm going to function on the assumption that she doesn't have some sort of, like, hypnosis powers. I'm going to assume that she does not have that. It seems like she's manipulating Ibn because of his power and wealth, right? Like, she gets all of this stuff plus protection from the mob and yada yada, right? Like, she gets all of these benefits. But now why is she, like, trying to like seduce Sonny in this way? Like, what does she get for having a like grizzled detective around her finger? I don't super
Good question.
know.
I don't know. It may be something where it's like part of his backstory, right? Like something happened.
Something that we don't know of, maybe.
X time, yeah, and whatnot.
What? Oh, a chicken police story. Dude, it's one of our books.
That's really funny.
That's kind of neat. Is that in my bag? Damn, that would have been sick.
I bet you spend a lot of your time staring into the mirror. Do you even recognize yourself?
Maybe you were trying to be rude, but, you know, that's a very good question.
I was just trying to be rude.
Oh, really?
What?
Then I'm sorry.
Don't mention it.
Oh, what fucking interaction was that?
I don't know.
Here, Natasha. A peaceful little island on the ocean of madness with very classy furniture.
Ibn likes me surrounded by elegant things, you know?
You're an elegant thing yourself, sweetheart.
What is the angle here from
I
Sonny's
don't
perspective? Because, like, you are actively flirting with the girlfriend of the most notorious mob boss in all of Clawville, apparently. On what earth do you think he is not going to kick down the door and immediately ventilate your skull?
And also, like, why would she be interested in a, like, broke cop?
I genuinely think it's because there must be like how do I phrase this? There must be some character we don't know of yet that she is trying to get incarcerated. Like whether through framing or what have you, because that's the only that's literally the only thing that Sunny has access to that Ibn doesn't. Because Ibn is completely outside the law. Whereas like, yeah, Ibn could just murder somebody for her, but at the same time, it's like that leads to more complications. Whereas if she frames them and then gets them arrested, they're just out of her hair forever. Right? And the only way to do that is to use the law. So I don't know. I don't really get it, but it does just seem kind of insane.
That's charming. Thank you, detective.
I also hate forward-facing Natasha. Clues. Is this the one? This is trying very hard to change the subject when it comes to the threats. He obviously knows more than he's willing to tell. Look at this picture. People.
So once again, in drawing form, it looks way cooler. Like I feel like
if you did like this plus like maybe a wee bit more, like obviously just like more, like this is great, you know, something of that ilk. But I don't know.
Yeah. Just the realistic ones, kind of freaking me out.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, we got that. Yeah, we know that. Okay. I mean, yeah. Olivia. Unusually tall and slim for a crow. She is quiet and mysterious. That'd be funny if that is because she was a raven and not a crow.
That's funny. But I think ravens are
Crows
bigger,
are typically larger than ravens, yeah, but the ravens are like that. Like in my mind, I was just thinking of like the quote unquote slimmer part.
Yeah.
Olivia is currently assistant in escort. Finding out is there anything other than the working relationship between Mr. Crow and Mr. Rat who prove valuable. Okay, that's an interesting angle. But then, what's the point of the relationship between Ibn and Natasha then, I guess? Like, what does he get out of that besides just like a pretty lady that he gets to tell people is his girlfriend? I don't know.
It could just be as simple as that. I don't know.
I mentioned how you met Natasha. It'd be interesting to see a story from another point of view. Yeah. Alright.
This woman's aware of her charm, and she knows how to use it. A rare and dangerous combination.
Ooh la la.
How do you like your bourbon, Mr. Featherland?
In a glass. But thanks, I had a couple before I came. I feel like this may be a long night.
I hope it doesn't bother you if I have one myself.
I get offended if women don't drink in my company.
I get offended if women don't drink in my company.
Oh, you are a funny guy.
So I've been told. Anyway, lovely room.
Yes. Look, Mr. Featherland.
It's sunny. Saves us a lot of time.
Okay, Sonny.
So, why am I here?
You know, men tend to babble in my presence.
It must be exhausting.
It is. But you're not the type to beat around the bush.
Is it
He's
too
been beating
banal
around the
if I
bush a
tell you
lot,
it's
I'm not gonna lie.
occupational hazard?
Terribly.
So can I start the unpleasant questions?
What do you call dialogue like that? Not, I guess it might literally be quippy, but like the thing where like it seems like characters are constantly doing like kind of clever little bits back and forth with like their dialogue, right? And obviously that's a classic in noirs, right? But the difference is that like think of the fact that we've already been playing this game for 4 hours, right? We would have been done with the noir movie at this point, right?
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like kind of quippy dialogue back and forth between multiple characters, but then like the conversations go on for so long because it's a video game that you have a lot of them.
I've asked you here so you can do what you do best.
Really? I thought you asked because you wanted me to investigate for you. But if you'd rather be drinking...
See? You see what I mean?
Like,
You
that's the thing. This, like, okay, and this becomes a little repetitive, so you start to see now. See, like, some quippy lines are fine, right? And I think they add to, like, atmosphere. But if you're quipping every line, you're just wasting my time. Like, it's like, and she's now repeated herself by saying, like, oh, you have a sense of humor, don't you? It's like, bloody hell, he's been saying, like, you've said this like 4 times after like every other word he said, because
obviously, like, once again, making a video game is a long, arduous process, right? So I think what they went for was, we'll just keep calling it quips because I don't know what else to call it, right? It seems like they went for the density of quips you would normally get in kind of a cheesy noir film, right? But that density is suffocating a little bit when it comes to any dialogue. Any extended dialogue.
That's usually quite common.
Oh, please drop the act about being the alcoholic, heartbroken ex-cop, Sonny. It would undoubtedly suit you, but I've seen you scanning my room. From the second you set foot in here, you started working, and everything I say gets sorted in your brain. Am I right?
That's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, it's something like that.
Well then, Sonny, come at me.
Oh, that's something I don't hear often. With pleasure.
Sex.
Like, that part was
Sex.
fine, right?
Saba, sex.
Yeah. Like, no, I get it. That I get. Like, that part was fine. It's just, please, like,
I know. It's just like I
it.
feel like I feel like most of the conversations that we've had in game could probably be like a good 30% shorter if you just cut out some of the repetitive quipping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, if I start noticing that she said the word humor 5 times within the span of 5 minutes, I'm like, bro, this is... Like, as a writer now, I'm like, okay, you're saying the word too much now.
Although I didn't include Ibn in my little private mission, some of his resources were still available to me.
Yeah, let me guess. There's someone at the station working for him.
Someone? You're so cute when you're playing naive.
Have you ever had dealings with the police?
Entire
Not in
station.
this city.
And otherwise?
Does it really matter, Mr. Featherland?
Maybe it does. More than a little.
I'm afraid you'll have to unravel that thread yourself. But you will find nothing but a dead end.
Natasha is a confident woman. I can exploit that. But I must be careful. Every part of her oozes danger.
How is that a focus?
Every part of her.
It doesn't tell me
oozes.
anything. Motherfucker.
There's a lot of oozing going on.
That was a remarkable performance.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Do you perform here frequently? You're also the owner, if I'm not mistaken.
Sadly, I don't have the time, but the stage still calls my name, and I perform just a few times a year, and always with a new song.
So that was all the excitement.
I have many admirers, if that's what you mean. Yes.
We're on the wall, Quarter. What's the point? Neither of these are getting to the point.
See, yeah, like, and also, we had this dialogue. We looked at the room.
We did. We looked. I'm just gonna say number 2. She clearly likes talking about how hot she is, so let's just go with number 2.
The picture on the wall is quite daring.
Only if you knew how old I was at the time.
Excuse you?
I think I'm on a slippery slope here.
Come on.
Why though?
Don't be shy. Ask me.
All right. How old were you?
Did you really believe I'd tell you?
You're quite a player, aren't you?
Life is anything but a game, detective.
You tell me.
Well, that was a +5. I guess we succeeded,
Okay.
but
I
only if you knew how
I think
old I
all
was at the
understanding-
time. Excuse you?
Is that a noir thing? I don't.
I mean, there
there
is like a noir trope of like the femme fatale is actually much younger than you think she is, which is typically funny because like the cop is old and then she's even younger. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I don't know,
How
like
charming.
obviously that dialogue implies that she was underage, right?
Does seem to sound that way, yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Do you think she wants to talk about Ibn Wessler at all? Does she actually give a fuck about him?
I'm not sure if she cares besides, you know, that one note you mentioned on like she uses his resources.
I mean, I'm saying like she seems like the type of person who can very easily get people wrapped around her finger, and Ibn Wessler is an enormous resource in that venue, you know? I almost want to say number 2 because this is the one I'm actually like curious about.
Yeah, just go ahead. Let's see.
Do you think one of your admirers might be behind the threat?
How dare you! All of my admirers are wonderful.
Those who admire me usually idolize me. No, I don't think it's one of them.
You know, the soul of an animal is extremely complicated. Sometimes all it takes is a bad look or some small rejection to turn admiration into hate.
That's a stillborn theory. No one hates me if they once loved me, Mr. Detective.
That
I
is.
see.
That's a +10. That
I
worked.
I don't think I
Her impression
understand.
is cold? What does that mean? What does it mean that she's cold?
It means she needs someone to warm her up.
Oh.
uh, 2.
Really?
I'm just trying to see if I can feel the vibe out, man.
Do you want to do 2?
Yeah. Let's see what that gets
Why
us.
Deborah? She's a nice girl, but why didn't you come to me?
Didn't you ask her the same thing already?
Good job, Sava.
I did, but I like to hear it from all sides.
Well, since this whole thing started, I admit that...
God, it would be hilarious to me if this ended up being like a
When I
+15.
do, it's only with
See, that's exactly why. Because last time, don't forget, we thought we were like, oh, this thing was neutral, and it was a minus like 10 or whatever, right? So
everything to do with me. Almost everything. But I didn't want to upset him with this. He thinks I'm overreacting.
Deep behind the diamond skin lies the truth. It doesn't matter.
Well, we made progress, so either that didn't matter or you chose correctly.
Now I must...
Well, you chose
Well,
well
+5.
enough.
yeah, see, I'm like, what the frick, man?
What was in those threats?
Oh, do you think that if I had asked about, like, is there any material evidence, do you think the game would have punished me? Because it's like, not time for that yet.
I think so. I feel like it would have. She would have been because how she is. I feel like just asking her directly isn't really the answer here. I feel like you're
Listen,
supposed to.
detective, you have to pay attention. You have to butter this lady up and tell her how sexy she is for a good 10 minutes before you can ask questions.
The message itself is not a threat. It's just a word.
But a word again and again is threatening.
Exactly.
So,
You really don't have any idea which word could be used for a woman like me?
Ugly.
Pussy.
yes, I
That's.
do. Yes, I think I know what it could be.
Whore. Cat got your tongue? Am I right? You heard it. I said what you were thinking. And yes, that was in the message. That was printed on the paper and painted on my wall. in giant red letters.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
Huh. So, former lover, admirer, or even Ibn, if he thinks that she's cheating. But then again, he also might be cheating, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but we still have the question hanging over our heads of like, how did they meet, right? Because that was a interesting point of view.
Right, like if
Like
they
a-
met, like could you imagine if the story was like, oh yeah, we met at her first or her like we met at her wedding, and I took her away. Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship between you? What about Filmar? Is he here because of you? I suggest you lie low. See the culprit, not even a shadow. Oh, God. I don't fucking know. I mean, I guess... one, kinda. Two, who gives a fuck, right?
I'm kind of feeling one.
Three,
yeah.
she's never gonna do that. So what do you
That's
think?
not
One
her
or four?
style. I think one, probably.
Alright, let's go with one. She's confident, mysterious, cold, and scared.
Could the threats have anything to do with the dangerous relationship between you?
You mean I'm a cat and he's a rat?
Every interracial relationship has risk. But yes, this one's more conspicuous than most.
The statement is funny.
Clawville's a very open and free city, but I guess you see more radical transgressions than I do.
It's true, we are a cop.
One of the most common causes in homicidal and predatory cases, ma'am. So, yes.
What? By the way, in real life, it is the number one cause of like murder and homicide is in fact like relationship stuff, right? Like cheating and what have you. But I can't tell if that's what he's saying here or if he's saying it's because of like species relations.
Yeah, I'm sure.
About that. Nobody ever questioned our relationship openly. We are what we are. And you know, if you're interested in my personal feelings, danger fills our relationship with a flavor no other can replace.
It must be one interesting relationship, that's for sure. I'm not sure I can feel the same, but I can certainly understand it.
Maybe one day you'll experience it, Sonny. Have you ever been with a predator before?
Well,
Well,
that's unsteady ground, Natasha. Let's turn the questioning around if you don't mind.
as you wish, Sonny.
Well,
How many
guess we're
fools
doing
like
good.
me have you messed up, Natasha?
How many fools like me have you used up?
Oh, used up, sorry.
In all my life, well,
she's like, I can't
Just
count.
forget it, I don't want to know. Curiosity killed the cat. No pun intended.
I'm just joking. You're not a fool, Sonny. I know that was supposed to be a kind of insult, but it usually rolls right off me. I can't take cockadoodling, so you can put aside the strutting stuff while you're
Cockadoodling.
talking to me.
Fair point. Broadcast received, ma'am. Natasha is a mysterious woman.
She transformed into a chicken.
One of her secrets. Enough games. It's time to know why I'm here.
Okay. Mine is safety!
What? Wait, but we were forced to ask that, like, say that, right?
I think that was the only option, right?
That was the only option. What is that even?
I mean, that being said, this question is a really good one.
Sure, but let's see. Maybe if you're underneath the line, maybe she just won't tell you.
Well, I think that might have been a story thing. Like, I can only assume that in a second we're gonna get something that's like plus 65, right?
Let's see.
I'm prepared for that question, but it's still not easy.
You knew very well that if you threw in the name of my wife, I'd come to you no matter how vague and suspicious the case was.
Wait, are you not divorced?
No, if you're simply a manipulator, or you're
I thought she just like disappeared on him.
I'm about to say, I thought she took his daughter and left, but I guess that means that they're not divorced.
Well,
in that case, pick your jaw up off the floor, you fucking horn ass.
I really know her. I'm not lying.
Oh, really? How? Were you a nurse, too? Forgive me, but I don't think so.
Don't be rude and so cynical, Sonny.
I'm sorry, but that's me when feline claws are at my throat.
Molly is an old and good friend of mine. She has nothing to do with this, but I knew that if I didn't mention it to you, you wouldn't have come.
Yeah, Natasha, you're right there.
I knew you were a decent fowl, that you would help me. That's what you're famous for.
Don't go there. Flattery doesn't work.
Look, forgive
Flattery
me.
doesn't work, but seduction sure as hell does.
Apparently.
You're right, you shouldn't have. But to be honest, I don't think she's my wife anymore. On paper she is, but I haven't seen her in years.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
What?
What? That doesn't even make
Then
any
why
sense.
did you fucking bring it up?
Yeah, if like.
Hey Saba, you're married to a guy named Bill. You've been married to him for a decade. I randomly say, hey Saba, I know Bill.
I know Bill.
With the explicit intention of getting you to like visit me or whatever. And it's like,
I'd be like, why the frick would I go? Like, Bill's literally right
like
here.
if you and Bill were totally fine, who gives a fuck about me saying Bill? You know?
Really?
I did. I knew. I checked you out before I sent Deborah.
Okay, so she did know.
Cluck me. This case is getting more and more intriguing.
Ow, you already knew this.
What? And
Oh, plus
Plus
five.
5.
Awesome. Lovely.
You know, that'll help save us.
What exactly do you want?
I don't know.
You are really as good as they say you are. And I'm not selling lucky dips, Sonny. Find them, whoever they are, and
Whatever it takes.
not exactly, but something like that.
You know,
I said to like and throw them away.
the fear behind the confidence shining in your eyes. I wouldn't take the case.
You remind me. Marty has been horned up, right? Like we've seen him constantly going after like beautiful women and stuff, or at least like, you know, like ogling them.
He said his only weaknesses were guns and women. So
Right. I'm very surprised that he did not seem as infatuated with Natasha as we were.
maybe he's like a bird man.
No, because so I was just thinking about that, right? Because obviously you're thinking of Olivia, the crow lady, right? When we were looking at the movie posters, there was a rabbit and a like a lizard lady that he also fawned over, being like, "Oh my gosh, I love this actress," you know. So I don't know. I'm just
sure.
wondering. I'm wondering if that's an inconsistency in the writing, or if there's actually something going on here. I don't know.
Or maybe he's like, this is Ibn's girl, and I'm not stupid enough. Though he did hit on his secretary.
Right, who he also might be canoodling with. So, like, we don't know, right? I don't know.
I'm not afraid.
Sorry, I know I keep doing this. The Wooly Versus, one of the guys who used to be on the Super Best Friends, him and he still does like streaming and stuff and does like the podcast that I listen to every week. They recently started doing, him and his friends started doing a full voice acting playthrough of Ace Attorney 1. Which is very quaint, right? Because like they're struggling because there's a lot of characters and a lot of dialogue, but they're doing great and they're having a fun time with it because obviously Ace Attorney 1 is like a really good game. But on the podcast, one of the things that they were talking about that I thought was very funny was he was talking about how, like, listen, I know that the game was supposed to be a satire on, like, the Japanese legal system, right? But what are the rules exactly? Like, what are you allowed and not allowed to do in court? Because I know that the game is a straight line. There's only one solution, essentially, to any given question. But, like, the number... Because essentially what he was talking about was the autopsy report. Right? Because he was like, what the fuck is that? Or like the other one he was talking about was like, what legal system in their right mind would allow you to have surprise evidence in the middle of trial, right? Like, that's obviously psychotic. And so apparently what he's been doing, because I haven't watched the playthrough, I'm hoping that they edit it so that way I can watch like the supercut or whatever. But like, apparently what they've been doing is every time there is some sort of rule established or some sort of practice done in court that, you know, whatever, they write it down. And so it's like, he didn't go through the full list, but like some of the ones that I didn't even realize, because I think I bring them up every once in a while, because there's certain things that you're not allowed to do in real court. But like, the number of times that a witness will ask questions in an Ace Attorney case is actually staggering, especially when you meet Old Bag for the first time. She will like not answer your question and just ask Phoenix a question instead. And that's super not allowed in real court. And so, like, that was something that made it to their list. So, I don't know. I was just thinking about it just because, you know, how do these things work, I guess, is what I mean to say.
You're terrified, Natasha. Don't be ashamed.
You must solve this as soon as you can. Money's not an issue.
See, focus accuracy
what
was...
the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna leave it. Whatever.
I mean, I don't...
Like, what else could we... Like, the minus 60-something% is staggering. Like, was that... Because that was our only option, if I believe. So is that really just a reflection... Because we were in the positive prior to that, right?
Unless there was, like... Yeah, unless there was apparently other things to say. Like, choose the different options.
What did we do this? We
like,
did quite daring, right?
Yeah. Oh, so you're just gonna follow
that was
along?
5. Well, yeah, I want to go back to that question and see what happens.
We said the...
I think we said the top one, but was that good or bad?
Yeah. I don't recall. I don't remember. Seriously, I don't remember. It's we...
That was plus 10. Okay.
Plus 10. Yeah.
I think you wanted this one, and then it worked, right?
Yeah, and then it worked. It was a plus 5. And then it led to, like, the new impression.
Plus 15.
Yeah, that one.
Was it good or bad, this one?
I thought it was just, like, a plus 5. I thought we were in the positives for the most part.
We were. We were definitely in the positives. Plus 5.
See, plus 5, yeah. And then this one!
Yeah,
minus
exactly.
60.
Cannot do anything. Minus 60. What the fuck?
And then we got plus 5 each time. I don't freaking know.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't get it.
Did nothing. What the frick? Like, it feels like that conversation was actually fine. Like, we got to the end of, like, the line of questioning, but it was just like, oh, God.
I don't know.
Please, come to 37 Rochester Street in Flower Town tonight. I'd like to show you something that could be of a great help in your investigation.
I was afraid this was coming. Why there? Why not here and now?
It's something I keep hidden there. I won't take the risk of Ibn or one of his men seeing it.
Isn't Ibn too...
Oh, is this her... This is her weekend home?
Yeah.
Sammy, a woman is naked without her secrets.
Get it? Naked hot lady.
I knew you would understand.
This is the thing. So this is another thing I was gonna say. So every everything that's happened in these couple scenes that we've done today is just like noir trope stretched out way too far because it's a video game, right? The number, like, I don't know. Could you imagine speaking with a woman in real life whose entire way of speaking is just sexual innuendo? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I understand everything.
She's like a caricature.
I'll be there.
Look, Natasha, you know...
Please, this is very important to me.
Sure, I get it. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Until later, Natasha.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Awesome. Cool. New function, ask. And we got our key. Oh, we should ask, right?
Why did you name it the Tsar Club when you took over? It was the Millions before.
Because I am Russian.
Maybe you can guess my origins from my name and my accent.
Ta-da.
I come from the eastern Tsardom of Stavonia. We are quite
Stavonia.
respectful of our leaders.
Wonder if that's like a land of stoats? I don't know.
You feel that's not the case here in Clawville?
Here? No. Absolutely not, Mr. Featherweight. Many here don't even know the name of their king. To them, he's only the Fox King. It's quite disrespectful and rude.
Oh yeah, I forgot that that we function under a monarchy in this game.
I don't even remember where I saw that in the game.
Well, there was the poster that said for the king or whatever, right? The cop poster,
Oh,
the police poster.
okay.
So that's why the name, in respect to your country.
Don't take me for so sentimental. It's only partly the reason. We lived there until I was 14. Then we had to flee. It doesn't matter why. In the end, I was the only one who made it.
You know what I just thought of? Remember how she said, like, oh, that picture, it would be even crazier if you knew how old I was. And it's like, an old friend. He was quite the artist. Wouldn't that be crazy if it was Ibn?
Yeah.
And they started dating when she was underage, which is why he doesn't want to talk about it.
Awkward.
So, why, Deborah?
I could not seek you out in person. It was risky even to send Debbie.
It's too late now. Mr. Wessler is aware of my little investigation.
I'm sorry I got her mixed up in this. She's a lovely girl.
She looked like one. May I be brash?
Because all I can talk about is
It's New
how
Year's
hot this gazelle.
Saba, that's
whatever
all
the-
women are good for. My God. Name one woman who has done anything other than be sexy or murder fodder.
Murder fodder.
Ibn.
You're right.
love
Nothing comes to mind. God dang it.
In my own way? Yes, I do.
Whatever that means.
You can't understand this, Sonny. There are women who can't actually love. Not like they're supposed to. But that doesn't mean they don't love however they can.
That's not a real answer, is it?
If you only accept yes or no, then yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
Wait,
she's
let's be
saying,
honest.
okay, so what she's saying is that she is not like sexually or intimately attracted to Ibn, but she cares deeply for him, is what she's saying.
She's an artist. He's her artist friend.
Well, we don't know that. I made that up. That might not be real.
So this message,
I'm sorry I had to upset you, Sonny. But if I didn't take that step, would we be talking here right now?
well, probably I'd be dead drunk and counting sheepmen in my dreams.
I'm sorry. The idea of
losing it.
counting sheepmen in my dreams just makes me think of like
Yeah.
Chippendale models, like super hot,
Oh my-
oiled
yeah.
up guys, but then they have like puffs of fur around their like wrists and necks and stuff. And they have like horrible sheep faces.
I'm good for you. You see?
Yeah, you're a real angel.
Sonny, can you stay focused? I thought we were going after that, like, extremely effective and well-respected hummingbird lady who's gonna die in 2 years from heart failure.
Oh,
Why
no.
just me? What's wrong with my partner?
Nothing in the world. I just like to be discreet. I wanted to talk to you in private because of Molly.
But you didn't tell us anything about Molly, despite the, like, beyond the fact of, like, oh, I knew you.
Well, thank you for your discretion. It means a lot.
Mention it.
So, who's this Olivia bird?
Well, that's an accurate statement this time, instead of just being derogatory towards women.
I know well what you're curious about. You want to know if she's sleeping with Ibn.
Yes, correct.
The thought may have crossed my mind.
You men. But guess what? Maybe she does.
You don't care?
As long as he loves me, I don't.
Okay, so is that their arrangement then? Like, she's hot, so he's obviously, like, into her, and they care for each other, but she has no physical, like, interest in him, so he's allowed to go outside the is that what and that's why he keeps calling her, like, a free woman, because he's a free man within so they have an open relationship, essentially. Okay.
That's what I assume.
I mean, that actually does kind of make sense for, like, the 40s, so that's fine.
Well, that's your business. What do you know about her?
She's not the one threatening me. You can be sure of that. I know that was your next thought. The lovesick assistant is jealous of the boss's girlfriend and wants to flick her out of the picture. It would even stand up, but Olivia doesn't have feelings. If she let Ibn sleep with her,
Olivia doesn't have feelings.
What he says, nothing more.
That was so honest and raw, I'm inclined to believe it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I asked some questions instead of just leaving. Codex, we got world lore? It's
Isn't
a
that what
bleak
you
world
want?
of proud Stolonians. Mostly inhabited by predators and big cats. Okay, that's interesting. So this world's version of Russia is just a land of big cats. Okay.
Well, the other place was just filled with birds, so
yeah, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Situation between Claw story is quite tense and delicate for both historical and commercial reasons. The Stolonian Tsardom was the biggest loser of the meat war. Makes sense, it's a country of predators. But most animals have been considering them the potential trigger of the second meat war and the biggest threat looming over the modern world. Interesting. Huh. The two-headed continent, Altera, may only be the second biggest of the three continents of the wilderness, but it is the home of the most advanced and most influential states in the world. Like, not Nautica? The Stolos, Tsardom, Aviera, Vilesia, and Swolasso. You pronounce this. Vlavoslavia, got it. Or the Frun Empire, and of course Clawville, the city of 1,000 colors. Jesus. World building, dude. Hector the Third, or as most animals call him, the Fox King, is the third member of the Balu. I'm assuming it's French, so you don't pronounce the last fucking 3 letters. The Falu dynasty. Although Clawville is a small state, its king is amongst the most influential animals in the wilderness, not because of the city's actual importance, but for the riches of its faraway colonies. Yes, we knew that. Okay. And who's next? Olivia's perfectly devoid of emotion.
That was a weird comment.
I wonder if it's accurate, because we've seen before that some of these notes that we take down are inaccurate, right? Or at least like misguided. Because you're right. Like what an interesting character detail to just kind of put out there of like, oh, well, the threats couldn't be from Olivia. She has no emotion. Like, doesn't that feel like anti-red herring?
Because it's like normally it's a psychopath. Why wouldn't they like? I guess they're like, why would a psychopath care enough to come after me? I don't know.
Right. I don't know. Well, I mean, you could also have the angle of her. She's so devoted to Ibn that, like, because remember, Ibn's been acting weird, right? So imagine from her perspective, oh, he's acting weird because Natasha is sleeping around, so I'm gonna threaten her by calling her a whore, right? Like, not emotional, but at the same time, why wouldn't you just, I don't know, kill her? I don't know. Intentions of raid, and her fear is genuine, but she doesn't tell me everything regardless, and I don't like it. Whore! Natasha was inviting me to her weekend house to show me something. In any other situation, I would be glad about it, but in this case, I'm worried. Threat, or rather the threatening word in the message sent to simply whore. In brief, it's brief, but it says a lot regardless. Yeah. I mean, okay, I guess.
Well,
Weren't you supposed to be waiting in the car?
I was bored to tears, Sonny. I also thought maybe something happened to you.
You thought Natasha had eaten me alive, huh?
Well, who knows? You're such a fragile little thing.
I'm too old for this, Marty.
But you weren't too old to be flirting with the fucking mob boss's girlfriend. What the fuck are you talking about? Although maybe, actually, now that I think about it, if my theory about them being in just an open relationship holds, then I guess that's fine for Ibn.
Maybe everyone is open.
Maybe everybody in the criminal underworld in Clawville is just swingers. You know, maybe they're all just together in one giant polycule.
Then next time, leave the dangerous predators to me.
I didn't mean that, Marty. I meant you.
Oh.
Oh.
A fox is a wolf who sends flowers.
What?
Oh.
Oh, we already did this.
Ah.
Oh, you two aren't hanging out anymore.
Oh, it's you. How can I help you, gentlemen?
Look, we really don't want to dig into your personal life, but...
But what exactly is my relationship with Mr. Wessler? And how close am I to him?
You don't beat around the bush, man.
Well, actually, I remember.
I don't have time to chit-chat, Mr. Featherland.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that Olivia and Marty apparently have some sort of history together. No, I'm not sleeping with Mr. Wessler.
Well, thanks for the quick and straight answer.
Anything else?
You left an entire word out there, but that's fine.
Excuse me, pal.
Oh my god, look at his big ass head.
Gabriel, what do you want?
Do you happen to know where Mr. Wessler went?
He's dead.
You notice his accent?
Do you take me for a fool? Get out of here while I'm in a good mood, birds.
So he's also from the same place that Natasha's from.
They are both cats.
Okay. Thanks, big boy.
Is a lynx a big cat?
Yes.
I mean, it's bigger than a house cat, but I don't know if it counts as a big cat. Like a big cat is not just like an adjective; it's like an actual category.
Well, in this case, I will count it as also just they're cats.
After the show, Ibn left the Tsar Club suspiciously fast. It's true. Oh, but it was Gabriel. Thanks. Gabriel the Grinder. Most likely from Stewonia. Yeah, like I thought. Okay. It says most likely. I actually kind of doubt that. Oh, wasn't I supposed to talk to, you? Yeah.
So, have you talked to Natasha?
In fact, yes. She was, kind of mysterious.
I bet she was. You know, I've never abandoned a case before. Not voluntarily, anyway. But that woman...
Can I ask you a question? If you look at Filmar's beak, like right here, does that look solid to you, or does it look like it's showing behind him? Like, is there like a hole like right here?
Okay, I can't see it when you have the pointer on.
Okay, I'm gonna have him talk again and tell me if you see what I'm.
I don't think that's a hole. But like, yeah, if you want him to talk again, I can.
You're too old for this shit, huh?
As you say, pal.
You see what I mean?
I see what you mean. Yeah,
Like,
it's
like
weird.
Sorry, just because I feel insane. Second, I think it looks like his beak is actually
Way tinier.
well,
like it's cut
like
in
it's
the middle.
thin.
Like it's its own face on his face.
I mean, it does kind of look like a face on his face. No, like this. Look.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just wanted to highlight it.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I know.
Are you sure? I don't think you know. Let me draw you another diagram.
let me draw it in green this time, just in case.
Take this and examine it closely.
I like his jacket. I would love this jacket. I feel like if I had more of a fashion sense, I would pull off a look like this. I think this would match my body type quite well. I feel like I am the type of person that would wear gloves voluntarily, like all the time.
Okay.
What is it?
The reason I've decided all of this is not worth it for me.
Wow, that sounds encouraging.
Take care of yourselves, guys. This case, maybe it goes deeper than you'd think.
Oh, that makes my feathers stand on end.
Ah, old croakers. You're safe while I'm here.
And I have whatever the name of my gun is.
Okay, I didn't say anything.
This.
We stepped into it, didn't we? We stepped in.
Well, what the fuck is it?
No, you can't examine it.
Furry. What kind of a list is this?
Exactly. I have no idea, but I don't even want to find out.
Those names, all top dogs. Maybe they play cards together.
Sure, that's very likely. Anyway, I pried this list out of a dead man's hand. Somebody dropped him outside the forest, a few miles from the Wessler residence.
I should have known she was keeping secrets.
Keeping secrets? She's the secret herself.
Thanks, Filmar. This could be important.
Don't thank me. Maybe I've just signed your death warrant.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Maybe this was all on purpose so I could get you killed.
Maybe this is all on purpose so that way I can go get a break. What the hell? That's what your weekend house looks like? It's like in the suburbs of like Alamo, Texas? Flowerville.
Man, modern houses look boring.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Those imposing names must do something to do with Natasha, and thus with the threats too. Okay. I mean, that's probably something we can ask her about. Since Filmar used to work for Natasha, but he got off the case before the ground got too hot. Anyway, he kept a piece of evidence, as any good PI would do, which could be very useful to us. Interesting. I don't really recognize PA on the list. Could be a wedding roster. That's true. Because, like, can we read any of this? It doesn't look like we're supposed to.
You can kind of see. It just seems like names, yeah.
I'm trying to see, like, do we see literally... Like, I don't think that's the point, right? I think the point is just supposed to be like, oh, it's a list of important people.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's where we're supposed to go. We did this.
Let's go back to these places.
Go back to the PD. Want to go back to Hot Dog, see if the bug's there?
Yeah.
Ooh, a nice cup of coffee.
We're not here for the coffee, Marty. Zip always knows more than what he...
If he forgave us for wrecking his...
He'll never forgive us, Marty, but we helped him...
I hope you're right, old bird. Everything all right?
If there's something we can do...
Well,
I think.
One day we will get him to talk to us.
Boys, out of 2,000 joints in the city, had to end up here, huh?
Hello to you too, Zip. How's it hanging?
I had no problems until now.
Ah, don't be such a drama.
You think they put fake nails on the actor, or do you think that's like Photoshop?
And we're out of here.
I think it looks probably more Photoshop than anything.
and we won't even trash your place this time. What do you say?
I say let's get it over with very, very...
Relax, pal. We'll be...
I'm not your pal, and you're as far from a hummingbird as I'm from a polar bear.
Oh, come on, Zip. Don't be so hard on yourself.
God, I hate him. Oh, God, I can't believe they put my
we're
arch
talking to this guy
nemesis on the
immediately.
bird.
Let's go.
What's the scribbler doing here?
Sniffing some juicy story?
The
I think I
scribbler.
still owe him a great big left hook.
What did he do this time?
Oh, nothing. Just since I first met him, I wanted to punch him in the face.
I can...
I too would probably feel that way if I ran into a seagull.
Timothy!
Hello, Timothy. Scribblers don't celebrate New Year's.
Hello, boys. What a pleasure to see you. Answering your question, no, not really. Not me, anyway. I'm always where the story is.
See? Boring.
Where's the story now? I can't see it anywhere.
It just stepped through the door, pal.
Oh, you mean us? Well, I think I'll have to disappoint you.
The chicken police are back together? I can't let that go without an ink stain, am I right?
No, Timmy, you can. We're not working. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
I'm not buying that, boys.
You'll have to, Tim.
We'll see about that.
Now we're just gonna see a stupid seagull in the back wherever we go because he's following us now.
Hell yeah, dude.
You mean the most read and highest ranking newspaper of the city, the Clawville Chronicle?
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called.
I see that you still have your famous sense of humor, Sonny. Such a joy.
Yeah, I do.
So, how about you tell me what you're really doing here?
Not a chance, Timbo. The truth is, we're already leaving.
Sorry, pal. Maybe next time.
So,
Zach's just like, I want to tell him everything.
I want him to be third wheel. It's so bad.
So?
Thank God he's not.
We've just...
If I can guess one, I'd say, was it His Majesty Hobart Ibn Wessler, the Rat Prime himself?
The Ret Prime? Dude, I like Zip. Zip's
Bet
cool.
on, pal.
What a surprise. So, what do you want to know? Just because I...
Of course you don't. Just a couple questions.
Go on, boys. Hurry up, will you?
Can we...
We also ran into Filmar,
Filmar? Who's that?
a grumpy old raggedy-ass hawk. His manners are even worse than mine. Ring a bell?
You mean Marlowe?
Was Marlowe. Now he goes by Filmar Lowe.
Oh, I see. So that means he's still alive? Yeah, I'm almost not surprised. The old guy has a reputation of being indestructible, huh?
He is. And he gave us something that could mean something. Look
And
at
he
this.
speaks like he knows something.
Holy crap, what's
And I
this?
swear to God, he has like a hole in his beak.
Hey, that's not even a bad guess.
What do you make
Someone
of
broke
it?
his jaw, and he hasn't been the same
Piece of paper's
since.
from so high up where I've never been myself, boys. So don't ask me.
We spoke to Natasha.
I think he's in denial. I think he's lying to us.
Life insurance to be the girl of the most...
I mean, Zip literally has nothing to do with this. He's just kind of an informant.
It's not about that. Someone's been writing offensive messages to her. She feels threatened.
It's not even the fact that it's just the offensive messages. Weren't the offensive messages written, like, in her home? Meaning that whoever's threatening her has access to her place of living?
I only know that every second husband in the city wants to have her, and every second wife wants to wring her neck because of that. Nothing else.
Thanks, Zip. But we're not any further ahead.
But not further back, right?
Fair enough, I guess.
What's up, Zip? Quiet night, I see. And what's Timothy doing here?
That's exactly what I asked him when he wound up here. But yeah, he's a regular nowadays. He must be sniffing some kind of story about the hive.
Some sort of sequel. I don't know.
Some sort of sequel. Oh my god, that's good.
They reached here already?
I ain't seen nothing. More cops around, yeah. As you can see for yourself.
We're not on duty, Zip.
It's still the same. A cop's a cop. A lot come by, but besides beating up bugs, nothing much happens.
It will, Zip. I can sniff it in the air.
If you say so, Sonny, your sense of smell is better than mine.
Maybe once.
Wasn't it Marty's sense of smell that was way better because he was like creeping on the ibex lady? You remember that? Like, well after she left our apartment.
Yeah, Marty managed to smell it. Yeah.
And he was like, it was like, Jesus, Marty. Hello, my name is Timothy Saltwater. Loud, annoying, and overly enthusiastic. And unfortunately, he's the #1 fan of the Chicken Police.
Chicken Police fan.
He's a douchebag. Real nosy bastard, annoying little shit. Investigative reporter in Clawville. Back in the day, big part of Chicken Police becoming what they're known, real star cops. Oh, lovely. Okay. I feel like we're done here, right?
Yep.
On to Clawville PD.
I don't know, Sonny. What exactly are we doing here?
Let's hope we can learn something about Natasha and Ibn by sniffing around before we visit that weekend house in Flowerville.
Learn something? From Phyllis and Roy's?
Well, I wasn't exactly thinking about them.
Yeah, figures.
They're still here, even though it's not raining anymore.
How's it going tonight, boys?
Uneventful so far, Sonny. But now that you're rolling...
Oh, they must be... Now that I understand that accents typically mean different place of origin. So, like, Ibn and Zip must be native Clawville, right? Because they have, like, the thick, like, Brooklyn accent type thing, right? They talk like this. Whereas Natasha and that, the bodyguard guy are from Stowonia because they have like Russian accents. These guys have like Cockney accents, so I'm assuming that means they're from a different country, right?
Seems reasonable, you know?
Which I guess means that, at least in our case, whatever our accent is Avis or whatever, right? Because that's where we're from. We're from the country of birds.
What do you mean?
Are you kidding? Last time you shot up a theater, and if I remember correctly, each other.
That was a complicated evening.
Aye, sure. Complicated.
Hello, I'm very close to you. Go back. Let's talk to Monica. Monica, have you... Oh, we can ask questions. Can we ask them to everybody? Oh, God. Okay, well.
They're different, but yeah.
Guess who we met today in person, Mon?
King Hector III?
Even better. The one who commands the king.
Wait a minute. Hobart Wessler?
How do you know? Wait, really? Is that like a common... I mean, obviously that must be like a turn of phrase, but still.
Hobart Ibn Wessler in the flesh.
Wow. And you're still alive. That's quite an accomplishment.
But seriously, have you heard that he wants to get out of the black market business? Allegedly, he's trying to clear his name with some kind of new meat substitute.
His name's gonna be rather difficult to clear.
It's a heroic and impossible venture.
I can only assume that the meat substitute is bugs, right? That's my only assumption.
Yeah, it's something sketch as hell, probably, yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
slightly green.
I know.
Which is?
Ibn's been acting very strange lately, and he left most of his business dealings to one of his goons, Mickey. Also known as the Butcher, the Mongrel, and the Slayer.
Yeah, we once had the pleasure of meeting him.
That's all I know, boys. I know it's not very much, but it's something, I guess.
Thanks, Mon. Listen, Mon, a reliable old friend shoved this into my hand. Could you take a quick glance at it?
Quite an imposing list. What could those numbers mean? It could be a date even, but no, this is something else.
That's what we were thinking too, and we got nowhere. But you see a lot of documents. So, is there anything familiar about this?
Well, Marty, it has
in the
words
middle.
on it, and that's about the only similarity.
Unfortunately not, boys. The names are imposing indeed, but based on this, it could be almost anything. The richest of the rich get together on all kinds of excuses.
It must be a secret cult.
It could be, of course, but also anything else. I'm sorry I couldn't help you more.
Ah, don't mention it, Mon. Thanks for your time.
Or, wait a minute. There is something.
Stop teasing us, Mon.
I'm sure you've noticed that all the names in the list are men, right?
Yeah, of course we noticed.
Thanks for the observation, Monica.
Don't mention it. I'm just a receptionist.
Actually, like the best detective at the precinct.
We saw a pretty good show at the Czar Club tonight.
Good for you, I guess. Natasha?
Natasha. She performed her new song. She also sang about why she called us there. Or rather, me.
And?
That's confidential, Dollface. Anyway, I can't help wondering about that woman. Her past is a mystery, and I couldn't draw much out of her in person either.
Women like her always have something to hide, Sonny. I think that's exactly what makes men fall head over heels for them.
I know another broad who's all mysterious.
Oh yeah? What's her name? I'll look her up if we have a file on her.
Marty, shut up.
Oh, you mean me, right?
All mysterious, full of secrets, and grace.
Marty, you have a fiance!
Didn't even hear that, Marty.
Do we have a file on a woman called Olivia Blackwig? She's currently working...
Is it not weird that we have the ability to constantly ask questions about Olivia?
Yeah, it was a little weird how...
I don't know why the game seems so infatuated with asking questions about her.
We don't have a file on her, but there are a few Blackwigs that could be related to her. Mountain goat, crow, or caiman?
Crow, around 30 to 35. A very pretty socialite.
Maybe we have a catch then. Theodore Blackwig was a rather influential banker until he went bankrupt. He died a few years back, but his daughter could have ended up in the same social circles as Eben.
And since they lost their money, she took a job as his assistant.
Yeah, it would fit the picture. But it's a big city, Sonny. There may be more than one Crow family with a Blackwig name living here.
Thanks, Mon.
I'm glad I could help, boys, as always. If it doesn't take a lot of my time, that is.
We know. We're not even here anymore.
Except we're... Oh, no, never mind. We did finish. I
Little
was like,
Bosco.
except we got one more question.
You still remember Philmar?
Do you mean Philip? Of course I remember. He's got quite the reputation with that Philmar alias.
We just met him. Small world. Do you know what he's up to
Yeah, as far as I know, he's investigating petty blackmail cases and sneaking after poor bastards cheating on their wives.
Anything else? Did he get mixed up in something that stirred up a storm recently?
You think if you were a modern day, like they still have private investigators today. They obviously don't look like this anymore, but like I wonder if you became a private detective, if you would get sick of how many of your cases are just like, can you find evidence of like my partner cheating?
Oh my god! In a noir case, I feel like.
Well, no, like modern
You would,
day,
like,
modern day.
Usually a frequent visitor.
Oh, that.
Did he run
I mean,
into some
probably.
fishy
There's like
business again?
a good couple that does that.
No, but I'm saying like if you were a modern day PI, I wonder if you'd get sick of it, right? Where it's like, God, can I have like a cool case? Can someone like steal something from a museum or something? Like, I don't know, something I can help with instead of just like John Doe number 6 boinking his receptionist? Like, come on.
Possible, Bosco. But I'm not sure he'd want to make the same mistake.
Wise decision.
Listen, Bosco, what do you make of this list?
Maybe it's the guest list of some fancy ball. These are some rather influential names, the ones I recognize anyway. Movie stars, politicians, a few names from the Council of 12 even, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not.
Are you blackmailing them? Because if you are, I'll gladly accept a nice big juicy bone.
No, we are not blackmailing them.
Stop screwing around, Bosco. It has nothing to do with our case.
Which is what, exactly?
We're still not gonna tell you.
Listen, Bosco, what have you heard about that singer, Natasha Katsenko?
Does this not, like, clue him in? Like, if we're supposed to be keeping it secret from him for some reason. Hey, do you know Natasha Katsenko, girlfriend of, like, super infamous, like, mob boss?
You mean that little bimbo fooling around with Ibn Wessler? They say she's the jackpot, but I've never been into cats, you know.
Oh. Good point, I guess. He is a dog.
You couldn't be more.
Some dogs like cats and vice versa.
Sure, Sabo, but obviously the stereotype is that they don't like each other.
Yeah, the stereotype is.
Don't misunderstand me. I don't have a problem with cats at
He's
all.
allergic to them. Okay.
I'm allergic to them. I can't stand being around them. I don't even take cases with cats.
Good for you. I should have used that excuse myself.
Why? Is your investigation related to her?
Oh, different Bosco face.
What? No.
Awkward.
Not. We just came from her show. That's why I asked.
And what's she like?
Well, I guess your cat allergy would go away for the rest of your life if you met her.
Really? Maybe I'll have a go and see for myself one day.
Alright, I'm good with that. Let's see.
Miss Jardine, one of the 7 female officers of the Clawville PD.
Why do you know exactly the number of female officers? Do you know exactly the number of male officers?
Officer Barton.
No, there's too many to count.
That's what I'm getting at, I think. Alright, cool. Well, seems like we're done. What was the detail we got? Codex. Council of 12. Although Clawville is a monarchy, the actual power and jurisdiction aside from the king are in the hands of the Council of 12, or as most animals think, entirely, and the king himself is only a puppet and a symbol. Okay, so it's kind of like modern day London, or modern day Britain. The members of the council are the mightiest animals in the city after the king, employing not only politicians, but influential businessmen as well. Okay. Alright, cool. You ready? We're moving on to the weekend house.
Finally.
Dude, I can't believe we're not even 2 hours in.
During 20 years of detective work, it's that if someone wants to meet you at a remote location at night, you should bring an army for backup. One time, me and Marty were stupid enough to underestimate a situation like that, and we never really recovered. And yet, here we were again, about to step alone into something hauntingly familiar.
I wonder if that just means she's like dead right now.
Only one tactic remained, as the old dogs say. Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall.
Okay.
Just the way he said it.
This place gives me the creeps.
Well, there's the thing.
I wouldn't say I like it either.
Let's take a look around before we go inside.
Textbook.
I'm telling you, it's a trap.
Shut up, Marty.
There's a shoe. There's the word.
This is the word. What can I say?
Yeah, what matters is who is it for and what...
I can't misunderstand that if I wanted to.
We'll see.
Wait a second, did that bimbo put a spell on you? As you
What's with that? Stop calling her a bimbo?
Cloud your objective judgment, boss bird.
Bimbo.
Watch who you're talking to.
Bimbo.
You can call me as many names as you want, but bimbo? Really? I mean, that's clearly just whore, right? Because I was thinking, like, what if instead of whore, if it was who apostrophe R-E? Like that.
Horror.
Well, like who are you, right? Maybe it was like maybe it could have been written by someone who didn't know English that well, but that's clearly horror. So, Choo.
Damn.
Choo.
It's not a good sign.
Maybe she just lost it when she hurried into the house.
Also, new color.
Yep. I don't think anyone's Cinderella'd here.
Do you think it belongs to Natasha?
No idea. Do you think I measured her feet when I was in her room?
Not sure I want to know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I think we're just supposed to go inside. I think you're right. I think she might have just got shot.
Marty, before we enter, did you bring Big Bertha?
Of course. She's in the trunk.
It's time to get Her Majesty out.
That's what I like to hear.
Let's go.
Hello, my beauty.
Stop pointing at me.
Don't point it at me.
Aw, scared? Take it easy. I swore I'm not gonna shoot you again.
Very gallant of you, partner.
What, are you still pissed at me? I'm happy to remind you why you got shot the first time.
I get it. Just shut the fuck up already.
God, I would love that audio. Just shut the fuck up already. Just put that on the soundboard.
It's the nothing.
What was that?
Forget it. Just an old quote from a movie. It means it's fucking dark in here.
Flat.
I didn't bring one.
Me neither. What a pair of fucking professionals.
Yep.
But you do have a shotgun with you.
We should have shotguns for this kind of deal.
Is that from an old movie?
No, it's an original.
Figures.
No! Oh, it's what's her? Oh, it's Deborah. Well,
someone is
She
dead.
was lying on the floor as if she was sleeping. She looked peaceful, almost. The large pool of blood ruined the picture. Poor, delicate Deborah. Maybe you were too pure and innocent for this city, but in the end, its filth pulled you under. You know, no animal can swim in high heels.
Wild gods. Fuck
What
even.
phrase is that?
Yeah, it's her, Deborah, the girl.
I figured, but what the hell happened? Was it Natasha? Is this what you wanted us to see?
No. I mean, I don't think so, Marty. She seemed very attached to the girl, and I believed her. Furthermore, she has no motive to kill her. Natasha meant some object. Something maybe the killer wanted, too. And the poor girl was trying to protect it.
Did she seem that kind of girl?
She risked a lot simply by coming to see me. She would have done it for her mistress.
Why is
That's
she
unfortunate.
naked?
I liked her
Is it
voice.
Sexual?
yeah.
I mean, there's no sign of struggle. She seems untouched. Maybe she knew her assailant. Was it a lover?
This looks premeditated. So far, the messages have appeared in weird places, but this is a new level. It's no longer just about empty threats.
Well, maybe Natasha's on her way here right now. Or she was already here and something happened to her, too. Kidnapped, or worse.
Those are possibilities, but we can't wait. We don't have time for guessing. Search the house. Search everything. The room's not trashed. Whoever did this wasn't looking for the same thing we are.
Or they knew exactly where to find it. Wait, what are we looking for exactly?
I have no idea, but it's something important. Things like that have a way of getting noticed when you come across them.
Amen to that.
We should call the department. Anonymously, of course.
Do you still remember the number? I haven't called my own workplace in years.
Cretin. Of course I remember.
Is it? Since when?
Since they invented the telephone.
Yeah, of course. No, I knew that. I was just testing you.
Yeah, right.
Do we do
Yeah,
this
that's
first, or do we investigate first?
I mean, I would investigate first and then.
Well, that's the video game thing to do, right? But then in the real world, when someone gets fucking murdered, you do call the cops immediately, right?
murk them.
I don't know. I'm okay with investigating first, I guess, but oh look,
Look at the family portrait.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's an exceptionally beautiful piece. What does it...
I have no idea, Sonny. It's so art, I'm scared to have an opinion. This must be Natasha's family.
Wealthy.
Do you think she's from the Stavonian Tsar's family?
Oh, nobody could have survived that massacre. But I'm sure this family was also close to the fire.
What is she doing here anyway? What, an alias? Keeping secrets, and now this case? Do you think it's all connected somehow?
Let's not draw hasty conclusions, Marty. Look at those clothes. Could it be a military family?
Maybe. Or Stavonian fashion.
Your intuition always astounds me, Marty. What would I do without you?
And there you go.
Does this fireplace seem as suspicious to you as it seems to me, Marty?
It looks like it's never been used.
And the place has radiators in every room, meaning there's central heating.
Then why the fireplace? For decoration?
Yeah. Fireplaces as like a decor thing. It looks good.
I want to look. You can see where the thing spins. Come on. I know you're there.
And then why the...
Motherfucker. I know. Okay, well. I keep avoiding the dead body, but I think I have to click on it now.
Because there's... No, never mind. That's just an exit.
Anything interesting in there?
Yeah, I think there is.
Oh.
The message.
Yes, but this isn't about Deborah, and wasn't meant for her.
It was meant for Natasha.
Obviously.
What have we gotten ourselves into, Sonny?
I don't know, Marty, but let's get ourselves out of it as soon as possible.
Okay, now if we've seen everything,
We should go to the other
probably
room.
call.
Oh, now you want to
We
call?
should. Well, that's the thing, right? Because the other place was exit. There was no other room.
Oh, did it say exit?
Many possibilities.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I too thought there was another room, and it was just like, nope.
Oh, yeah, exit.
It's just
All
an
right.
exit. Hello, somebody dead.
I found a corpse. A woman.
He's like, son's
dead.
like, or whatever her name is. Mon is like, Sonny?
Rochester Street,
What?
37, Flowerville.
Sir, please, would you repeat that?
Rochester Street 37. Write it down and hurry up for the sake of the wild ones. Hurry, hurry.
Like a pro.
Yep, like I've done it before.
I'm sorry, but that wasn't that
How can you forget a
different.
case like that? How many times have you seen a three-headed monkey in your life?
I have a memory of a chicken, you know?
That's for sure. Now let's get the hell out of here.
I think that's it.
What? Really? Well, sorry, Deborah. The naked part is interesting. I don't know why she's naked.
Because it's sexual related horror.
I
But
guess
it's
so.
for Natasha, not Deborah.
Yeah.
We already hit up these two, right?
Yeah. Wait, so is that not where we're supposed to go?
We already clicked on everything, unless there was something
Well,
else
I mean, it's
on
the
Deborah.
fireplace, right? Secret entrance. Literally has to be.
Yes, but like, there's nothing that pops up, so that's why I'm like, I don't really.
I know it. Oh, god damn it! I thought I got it. I mean, yeah, there's just nothing here.
It's pretty obvious when it pops up, so that's why I'm like.
Yeah, I don't see nothing. Fuck it, I guess to the PD, right? Am I going insane?
I mean...
No, it still wants us to be at the weekend house.
Should we? Hell no. You mean I'm all... Damn it. Well, thank God. When do you... Fair point. You wrote that down?
It burned into my mind.
There literally must be...
What are we supposed to click?
Something.
Was there more on her body?
I think so.
Is there anything else near the bag? Is that a bag? To the right.
Well, I already. That's where I got the thing from, Saba. The
It's like a pillow. That's why I was like
the SD.
Then I don't freaking did. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Strange sculpture.
Strange sculpture.
Damn.
Ah, fucking.
Adventure books.
You have a point.
Stupid.
There you go. And now it opened up the thing.
It doesn't make any sense.
An idle whim, or the rip?
Maybe. 4 animals into 4 places.
Think, Marty. Where did we see 4 animals holding something in their hands?
It was you and like a lamb, right?
Yeah.
Then it was a wolf. This and a lion, I think. Ta-da!
Hello there. What could this be? Maybe a piece of a painting.
And there's some kind of squiggle on it.
I do love that within the canon of the world, we called 911 essentially, had enough time to leave the scene, go back to the PD, then go back to the scene, and the cops still aren't here.
Oh my god. You're doing a great job.
It's a piece of a painting. Judging by how well it was hidden, I'm sure this is what Natasha wanted to show us.
Okay, but what is it?
It's a piece of a...
So a piece of a painting? That's it?
It's too illegible to be a signature. It could be anything.
Maybe Natasha can help us. After all, this is what she...
Well, that's if we find her. She should be here by now.
True.
Along with the
Then
police.
what's next? How about we peck around town some more?
We could do that, but I think we should gather what we know and try to figure out where we can go from here.
You know what? After all this, I could...
Right answer.
Okay.
Okay. Finally.
Newsstand. Did we get a new location? Czar Club. Newsstand. Clawville. Well, guess what, Saba? We got new places to go.
Well, we have an hour, so.
The old beaver.
He's literally...
Mullen is an old friend, so he certainly deserves a hello. And
few people know as much about Clawville as the old wood chomper. An encyclopedia in the flesh.
Yeah, he always has something.
Yay, it's one of our books.
Cool.
Dead Silent Night, and it's like a reindeer with what you calls it, Christmas lights on his antlers.
The koala.
Yeah. 25 cents. Piggy Diggy Lottery. Do you feel as lucky as this fella?
Mullen's
But what if the answer to that question is no?
Kind of beautiful, like the old beaver himself. Some things are indestructible.
Yeah. Mullen's kiosk's been here since I was a little chick. My old man used to drive here from the other side of town for his daily papers.
Yeah, many still do. He certainly is something.
Mullins.
You know, that would actually be kind of an interesting thing to have, like, generational institutions. Because you know how, like, tortoises live to be, like, fucking 6,000 years old or some ridiculous bullshit? This is the world of animals. Wouldn't that be kind of interesting if it's like, oh, it's Mr. Papadopoulos' corner store, and it's like, yeah, it's been around for longer than the city has because the turtle's that old.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
They're like the grand sages.
Chandler's used to be quite a prestigious cafe. Magnificent animals had breakfast here. And in the evenings, philosophers and writers would get drunk together and argue. The place is now just a second-hand bookshop. Just a shadow of its former self. Like so many things in this city. Like me. The Clawville Chronicle. The most read and
maybe you should take the newspapers into the booth.
It's supposed to be a royalist rag, but the
no, they're like a welcome mat. That's for people to step on.
We're getting older and older, and Mullen's not changing a bit. Where's the justice in that?
He's just eternal.
Like an ancient god or something. Or the personification of the city.
What a lovely thought. But if the city took shape, it would most likely be some kind of vermin.
I think I told you about this before, but if you ever got around to actually playing Disco Elysium, there's you have your stats, right? You have your I think it's 12 stats, but the game like you can have stats between 1 and 12, 12 being the highest obviously. But the game punishes you, essentially, for investing too much into a single stat. And the game starts to, like, not fall apart. Like, it's all purely intentional. But, like, your character literally starts going insane. And so, like, one of the stats is called Shivers, where the idea is that it's, like, a metaphysical conversation that you can have psychically with the city itself that you're, like, in or whatever, right? But if your Shivers is too high, instead of it just being a conversation, the city's straight up telling you what to do, and if you don't do it, bad things happen, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
true. Just thinking about it in terms of the personification of the city, because I believe that at high Shivers you start seeing shadows of like just like shadow people, and those are like the manifestations of the city. It's really cool.
Hey, you know I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, I know, Marty. You're too good for this world.
Aw, thanks, boss.
It wasn't a compliment, Marty.
Then what was it, huh?
Hey, Hercule. What's up, old friend?
Hello, me lads. It's good to see you. What are you doing around here where you never see a cat go by?
Irish?
Or Scottish,
or
maybe.
Scottish, different country again. How did you even find this game? There was a trailer that came out in one of the gaming pressers within the last year or so for the sequel to this game called Into the Hive. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. So I looked up Chicken Police on Steam, and it had like very positive reviews, and every single like review I saw was like glowing. So I was like, sure, this seems like a Saba and me thing, you know? It seems like a thing we would do on Sunday.
Detective.
We're working, Uncle Mullen, just like you.
Uncle Mullen.
We're also walking a little bit outside the law.
But it's New Year's Eve. Couldn't it wait a bit? Whatever the case is, it can't be that serious.
I'm afraid it is.
Maybe
you
Irish.
can help us with it.
I'm about to say, I think it's Irish, but I am notoriously bad at picking out the difference between Irish and Scottish, so...
Yeah, because like the first sentence I was like, that seemed more Scottish, but then the second sentence I'm like, wait a minute. It's a little more Irish, but yeah.
I know you ever since you appeared in the city. Young, fresh, full of ambition. And little Marty had been just
You're like me, son.
when he was already coming here every day with his daddy, hey? You're like me sons.
Oh, thanks, Uncle Mullen.
Okay.
What's up, old man? Is everything all right?
Me bones are creaking. My eyesight's getting more and more blurry, and sometimes I hear sounds that aren't even there. I think I'm getting
I think
old.
your shiver's stat is too high, old man.
First off, hilarious. Second off, I do actually wonder if that's a reference to the idea of you ever see that thing? I think I talked about it on stream before, of like beavers actually go crazy at the sound of running water, which is one of the reasons why they build dams and stuff. Did I ever tell you about that?
I did not remember that.
Yeah. So they had
Discard.
they did some tests where they had like it was like an animal shelter where they had like a bunch of beavers that were, you know, recuperating essentially. And so what they did was they had this one area that had like flowing water, so that way they would build their dam and stuff, right? So that way they could get practice. But then they moved them to this other part of the facility that did not have running water. But then they just took like a little Amazon speaker or whatever, put it in a doorway, and then just played the sound of running water. And you can watch as the beavers will
beavers went insane.
Yeah. Well, they will take objects and whatnot and they blocked up the doorway and then like created a like soundproof seal around the speaker to like make it stop making the noise. So I think it's like an evolutionary or like taught way of like inducing beavers to make that sort of behavior.
Psychosis, yeah.
The fan wiki doesn't list if it's Scottish or Irish, so even I couldn't tell you. There's a fan wiki for this game? I mean, that's incredible to begin with, but thank you for looking. It would have to be, well, I was about to say, I was going to say, like, it would have to be looking up the voice actor, but this is clearly somebody doing a voice, not somebody native, so.
Nothing lasts forever, boys. So, what is this dirt you've ended up in again, eh?
Just a simple case, strumming personal strings. That's why I couldn't refuse it. You know the tune.
Yeah. Same old song, eh?
Yeah, it's a classic.
Great. It's great we're getting to talk to this old beaver man.
Hey, man. That's what the game's all about. Talking to old people.
I know. I'm like, what if we actually learned from him? That's the thing. Because I believe every time we've talked to someone, we've
learned something.
Ibn's a ruthless gangster, that's for sure. But he's not bloodthirsty or
That's
stupid.
your character, Mike. It's Ibn.
Until you're in his way, and that's not so
It's
easy
the
to
rat.
manage as the whole city's in his hands.
How come they never tried to approach you, Uncle?
It's like I just owned a small shop.
They wanted to buy the whole area and build some huge parking garage on it. Mongrel Mick, Ibn's #1 thug, came here and threatened me more than once. If I hadn't dug me heels in, the others would have sold up. The lawyers behind me, even Biff, the owner of Chandler's. But I told them, over my cold dead carcass.
Oh, looks like
I like over my cold dead carcass as a phrase.
For them, lads. Or I'm just too famous around here to get rid of. We could say Ibn's almost almighty, but he avoids scandal like rats avoid fire.
He avoids scandal like rats avoid fire.
Does
anybody give a fuck about
everyone avoids fire?
Well, I mean, that is literally true, except for fire elementals. But do you think anybody in the public gives a shit about Natasha and Ibn having an open relationship? I don't think so.
Think so. No, I think this is tarted.
I don't know. I don't know what the
the
culture of this city is, because in real life, I could definitely see like a big time gangster like that. I could definitely see him getting really pissed if people talk about like, oh, your girlfriend doesn't even fuck you, ha ha ha. You know what I mean? But I don't know what the culture of this world is. People might not care about that.
Yeah, and it may be that they've got something going on like in the back of their relationship that just like renders all that, you know,
right,
not valid. There you go. There's a little rat guy.
Little rat guy.
Name still carries meaning. This place has always belonged to my family. If my dead body had been found here or in the Times, it would have caused a scandal, even without any evidence. So he usually listens to reason.
Yeah, when I talked to him tonight, he seemed confused, dissolute, And impetuous to me.
That's
He's being poisoned. Rat poison, Zach. Remember? That's what we talked about before.
We did. It's true.
Of course I'm joking. Beaver humor, you know? Nobody gets it. Not even
Ah,
the
yes.
Not even the beavers.
Humor.
Good one again.
Hey, Martin, my lad, what's up? How's that beautiful
What's
wife of
up?
yours?
Laura's perfectly fine, thank you.
Wait, wife or
What?
fiance?
Fiance, yeah.
It's crazy you could grab an amazing woman like her, son. Are you blackmailing her with something?
Nah, I missed your famous beaver humor.
I'm just messing with you, son. Anyway, you look good. You're in good shape. You look more like a turkey than a rooster, if you ask me.
Is that a compliment?
I think he's.
turkeys
I
better
think
than
he's.
roosters?
I'm about to say. I think he's making a comment based on how big Marty is. 'Cause remember, Marty is large for a chicken. But now that makes me want to see what a turkey person looks like comparatively.
This is priceless. Thanks, Hercule. We'll be back again soon.
Yeah, sure will.
Nice girl. She used to come here for a while, but I think she moved downtown.
Yeah, she's the poster girl for workaholism. She lives in an apartment across from the PD, but sleeps at the station. If she
What?
Some animals just race and race through the years of their life until someone stops them and makes them wind down.
Is there someone like that waiting for everyone?
Indeed there is, somewhere. Usually not where we're looking for them.
Yeah, right. How's Desiree?
What about her?
Desiree?
Still beautiful.
Oh, maybe Irish.
I was about to say.
They still don't get
I think that's Irish. I think Desiree's an Irish
Desiree.
name. Desiree,
Because she's too
Desiree,
much
yeah.
like you stubborn old dam builder.
You see, you're right about that, sonny boy.
And the Cubs?
Cubs? More like jumbo cubs. Johnson's a hotshot lawyer in Galadia, and Timmy also left Clawville to try his luck in Grassmore. But who could blame them?
To try and look at
Glassmore.
Glassmore. I like whoever this voice actor is. I like the way that he, because this feels like a very like Irish / Scottish thing to do, where it's just like, oh, it's a boom, 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 and you just like put out like a bunch of names in a row. He does it very well.
Good
Yeah.
move.
Ah, yeah, but they visit me often, though. They're good kids.
I know, pal. They're from a good litter.
If you say so, sonny.
Is Mullen the only person in the entire city living like a happy life?
You know anything about a woman named Natasha Katsenko?
Oh, that bimbo. This is-
Boy, what have you gotten yourself into again? That lass is Ibn Wessler's protege, to put it politely. She's the crown jewel of the city. A shining new
Protege.
star. If you dare talk to a gal such as her, you can expect some serious lead poisoning, me boy.
Well, I suppose I should have come to you first for advice. Doesn't matter now. We're in it, Uncle. Up to our combs.
If you'll accept the advice of an old shaggy beaver, get to the end of it as quickly as you can and try to make it out with all your feathers.
Yeah, that's the plan. But do you know anything about her? Anything, interesting?
She wears a 32B cup. It's like, what?
Oh my god. How do you know this information?
Such a mysterious lass. She came from the Stravonian Tsardom and fled to Clawville. But from what? No one knows.
Are we sure we even need that other guy? Can't we come to Mullen to get our information?
I think we're supposed to go to both, because I think Mullen just knows like the history of the city, whereas Zip knows about like the criminal underworld. I mean, that's the thing, right? You would have different people for different questions, right? Hypothetically.
About that. So, that's your advice? Be careful?
At least, silly boy. And one more thing.
What's that?
Never fall in love with a woman like her.
Thanks, Hercule. I wasn't planning to.
Nobody plans to, sonny. Just take care of each other, okay? And always carry a good gun in your pocket.
And always carry a grenade in your pocket.
A good gun.
Have one in every pocket, old timer.
I know, Martin. I know.
Why do you say it like that? All right. I mean, I think we're good. We didn't get any. Oh my god, we got a lot of info. Never mind, I'm super wrong.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Grassmore.
Grassmore.
Grassmore is a savanna country that has been one of the colonies of Clawville for 2 centuries before gaining its freedom in 792. The Grassmore is mostly inhabited by peaceful herbivore animals of exotic species. So, like Deborah,
Okay.
maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Right, because remember everybody
Maybe
kept calling
maybe it's
her...
like Savannah.
Yeah, Savannah, so you're thinking like Africa. She's an ibex, right?
Yeah.
I think ibex. Did we
Impala.
get... Impala, sorry. Oh, there we go. Huh. I don't know. Does it really matter? Okay.
We got Ibn.
Ibn. Oh, this was a factoid above the other factoid. Huh.
Don't you know he can magically make his notebook like expand and shrink its blank spaces?
I guess so. Weird. And then should be Mullen. There we go. Beaver. Genus Caster. Dude, that's a fucking awesome name. I wanna make like an RPG character called Genus Caster.
That he can, his magic, all its results is it makes him smarter so he can figure out the problem.
When was old comrade from romantic release? So from terribly long ago. Woman. Even though it's only a couple years older than me. Honest, wise, and always cheerful. You know what? They're looking for lists of like good, like positive male role models. Boom, Mullen.
Mullen.
Let me tell you something about a friend of ours named Jimmy. Mikey, where's that from?
Let me tell you something about a friend of ours, a man named Jimmy.
I was named Jimmy. Finesse. All right. Cool. Well, that's everything. So we did that. Czar Club, Clawville. It's Czar Club.
So what are we doing here again, Sonny?
People on Twitter have started posting the intro to Forget About It as a meme. All right, fair enough.
I don't know. Maybe we could question Natasha.
Do you think she's here?
Who knows, Marty? We'll see.
There's Philmar. Maybe he knows.
Yeah, maybe he's not drunk as a skunk.
Stop projecting onto others, old chicken.
Ah, shut the clock up, Marty.
No, I'm sorry I hurt your precious feelings, Boss Bird.
Can you stop, like, just staring at me? It feels like that's all he does.
Hey, old bird. What are you waiting for out here in the rain?
Is that you, boys?
Oh, he is drunk.
Tired.
I can see that, pal.
Oh my god, Saba, I'm right. He does have a hole in his beak. You can see the rain through the back of it.
Yep, yeah.
His beak is not solid. It's like a little pincy, like a little pincer. What the hell? I was right. I thought I was insane.
Oh, it's alright. I just can't find my car. I don't see very well in the rain. My eyesight's pretty bad. I should wear glasses. Imagine that. A hawk wearing glasses.
Yeah, it's funny.
There ain't nothing funny about it, Snowflake.
Whoa, all right. Sorry.
Have you seen Natasha or Ibn since we left?
Ibn? Ace got put off a long time ago. Natasha, I haven't seen...
Natasha.
Thanks anyway, pal. Good luck with finding your car. You want some help?
Could it be that I didn't come here by car? What do you think, Sonny?
Well, I wouldn't know that, Phil, but you take care, all right?
You're telling me? Oh, that's funny.
Also, he clearly should not be driving. Oh, he's hiccuping. Oh, hey!
Hey, boys, tell me, is Natasha still inside?
I can't give you any information about that, gentleman. I'm sorry.
Oh, so, okay, different accent yet again, different country yet again. Interesting.
Oh,
I like Archibald.
I know. We've gotten used to it.
I am glad to hear that.
And your boss, Wessler? Can we find him in the VIP lounge?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that either.
But we can take a look for ourselves, right?
No problem, gentlemen.
Thanks, Wooly.
Your friend's not the talkative type, is he? He understands what we're saying, right?
We talked with him before.
Or I'll tear out your throat before you could say hemp seed.
Ha! Just try, Fleabag.
Hemp seed?
Relax.
Yeah,
The
you
night's
feed it to
still
chickens
young.
sometimes.
We'll have plenty of time to tear each other's throats
Okay,
out,
that's
but
what that was.
right now we're busy.
Huh?
Sorry. Oh, is this Mikey posting the...
Yeah. Yes.
friend of ours named Jimmy. I made the white guy and the capo with the gambini. But when he found
This feels... I feel like I've seen this a long time ago.
the boss, he threw him from the 19th floor suite. Wasn't much along till...
Alright. Lovely.
Huh. You're right.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye, gentlemen. He's picked up another lady. Oh, Olivia talking to Foxfellow. It's kind of neat. I do like the music in here.
Oh, she's moved over here.
I still can't
They
talk
never
to,
leave,
to,
huh?
fucking her. What the hell, dude?
Hello again, Bojack.
Please don't call me that, sir.
You're right. I'm sorry. What's your name again?
Oh, if you really must know, I'm Lance, sir.
Okay, Lance. Listen, it's very important.
I need bourbon.
Sir, don't get me involved in anything. I just want to get my shift over with and go home to sleep. Relax, there won't be a problem. Just answer the questions honestly. If I must, let's give it a
Hey,
try.
barkeep, why the long face? I think that I do believe that that is the original joke that they probably had. Like a horse walks into a bar, then he puts on his vest and gets to work.
Right, kid.
Lance.
Lance. Yeah. So, have you seen Natasha since her performance?
No, don't ask me anything about Miss Kitsenko and Mr. Wessler. It could cost me my job or even more. Hey, it's
My
a matter of
life.
national security.
It could be.
Yeah, see, it could be. So, if you help, you won't only be helping us, but the crown and the whole city of Clawville. Oh, okay, all right, just stop that chicken shit, will ya? I saw Natasha, yeah. She came down, spoke with someone, and stormed out the front door.
And then what happened?
She came right back in 2 or 3 minutes later, soaked to the bone. She was in a hurry. She went up to her suite, then came back down and left.
She left, got caught in the rain for some reason, came back, went up to her suite, and then left immediately. So clearly she forgot something, or like something changed.
Or something happened and she has to get out of here.
Because my assumption was that it would be Ibn left without her, right? So like she didn't have a ride anywhere, but his car is still outside.
I genuinely haven't seen her ever since, sir.
Thanks, Lance. You've been a great help.
I'm happy to hear that. So Natasha had left.
Seems so. But she never arrived at the weekend house.
Then
we'll stay with the original plan.
If you remember, right, when the whatever her name is got shot, right, a feather fell down next to her.
Very true. It was a bleach white feather. But then again, I will say, I think that might have been... Because I don't think that the thing that we saw was from that murder, because there was a gunshot and then a pool of blood whereas Deborah was lying down. It looked like she just got bludgeoned to death because she didn't have a pool of blood. Also, she didn't have long nails.
I mean, I thought there was stuff, but it looked like it was like dried into whatever if it was a carpet or a rug or something.
Right, but it would be like a large red, like if it was a pool of blood, it would be a large red stain. Whereas, I mean, we could go, I mean, I guess we literally can't go back to the weekend house right now, but I do not recall it being an actual pool of blood. Because I think what we saw in that cutscene was, because remember at the time, Sonny was talking about like, oh, there was a time where we went to a place without protection and it fucking sucked or whatever, right? Like, I think that's what he was referring to. I think that's what that scene was. Oh, you can just, okay. Ask me questions.
So we meet again. How unpleasant.
I'm sorry, Olivia. We won't keep you long. Perhaps you could tell us if you've seen Natasha.
She hired you and you already lost sight of her? That's unfortunate.
So also a Clawville native.
She didn't hire us to like follow her around.
True.
Are you asking me that? I haven't seen her since she was on stage. Not like I was paying any attention to her or anything.
What a weird thing to say.
Thanks, sweetheart. We won't bother you anymore.
Thanks,
Except we will, because we're gonna ask questions.
I'm about to say, definitely not true, because you're right.
Do you come here often, Olivia?
No, not really.
Well, okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Dude, love it.
You know, Ibn's not as ferocious as you'd think. On the contrary, he's become very different recently.
I heard. Don't you find that weird? A sudden change of heart?
He was affected by the Phantom Thieves.
Sometimes enough.
That'd be funny.
Get up and wants a change.
Well, thank you for your honesty, ma'am. What's your relationship with Miss Natasha Katsenko?
We've talked a bit, that's all.
There's no tension between you? You know, the pretty secretary.
Seems like we could have asked this like before, you know?
Yes.
No tension. Natasha's an intelligent woman. I respect her.
Is that mutual?
That I can't tell.
Okay, we can talk to the fox.
Taking a shine to Olivia now.
Why should I care? And while we're at it, why do you care?
Me? I don't care at all.
And why do you ask?
What? Stop bugging me.
What exactly did we learn about her in that interaction we had with each other?
Ilbar soaked to the bones. But it's so cliche. Look, we did another one. He was currently busy with some kind of meat substitute business. That's what he and his assistant told us. Marty dated Olivia for a short period of time. That's it. I don't want to know anymore. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, I guess that's it. Well, we could do this.
This guy was here before, right? He's handling it pretty well.
And there are even more pretty dames all over him. You think they dig his antlers that much?
More like his wallet, Marty.
His antlers is his wallet.
What the fuck are you talking?
I don't even.
His antler. Saba, are you conscious?
I don't know. Starting to get dragged into. I'm starting to see in black and white everywhere now. The monochromatic is like infecting me.
Well, when we get to the end of today's stream, we'll discuss some things since next week's October anyway.
Maybe finally.
October spooky.
Kinda, more or less.
And maybe it's not a coincidence, since we've just found a dead body, Marty.
Yeah. What can I say? The night's starting to get off, huh?
Well, let's just hope there won't be any more surprises tonight.
You don't believe that, do you, boss?
Hey, at least we don't have to worry about there being any evidence that we accidentally left behind.
How many of these did we reckon?
9. And I have no idea.
No.
I stopped counting after year 2.
How much does it cost the city to keep us on the force?
Well, stop
More than
thinking about
it should.
It'll make your head hurt.
For Halloween, can we have another spider game of the guy for the guy who's scared of them? Well, that was Lawrence, and that was they do have a Kill It With Fire 2, and that was for his birthday, to be perfectly fair. So I don't think so. His birthday just recently passed, so
Yeah, right.
It was a very, like, aptly, I guess, timed game.
Oh, blood boils.
Oh.
Shouting in 3 and act.
Martin, what the hell do you think you're doing?
We're just patrolling, sir.
At the station?
No, we're here for something else, sir.
You missed me, huh?
No, sir. I mean,
clearly.
Yes, sir. I mean,
why are you grinning, Santino?
I can't grin, sir. I have a beak.
Oh, be cute. I can see it in your eyes.
Should I close them, sir?
Don't you peck at me, Jimmy.
Yeah, close them and keep them shut forever.
Really giving him the fucking business, dude. That's so good.
Get out of my sight.
Yes, sir.
You know, Mikey does bring up a good point, though. Especially since my life might get a little chaotic over the next couple months or so. We still probably should start, because ideally, next Saturday, we start Chrono Trigger, right?
Yeah, and then we'll be stuck on that game for about like
we'll
a
be stuck
year,
on that
I think.
game until we all turn 40. It's gonna be a very, very long playthrough. I was thinking, well, because I don't know. I don't really have anything special planned for like. Well, we'll probably do like a special Halloween stream, right? Because like I think Halloween is like a Thursday this year. Yeah, it's a Thursday, so probably the 26th we'll play like spooky games or something. Did you decide which version of the game you were gonna play? That's a very good question. I did decide, but then that was like fucking 8 months ago, so I had to double check.
He has to remind himself.
I think my original plan was that I wanted to play it on the SNES emulator. I think was my original plan, but then I think it was Mikey actually who said that the DS version has like. I just go with the DS version. Yeah. But then the thing with the DS version is the second screen really mandatory? Because if I remember correctly, I think people said that the second screen, like the actual touch screen, is just for like menus and stuff, right? Ugh. So like, how bad would it be if I just... Because I don't want to do Chrono Trigger in like a tiny window. I'd rather have it as like a big window. Yeah. By the way, the one that's on Steam, the version that's on Steam is the DS version that they ported over to Steam. And last I checked, it works like fine now. So I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I definitely want to do whatever is the version that they added the new stuff to. They added like more side quests and stuff, I think. I want to do whatever version that is, but I need to double check which one that is. It's all new stuff!
Even more questions.
Is the boss angry today?
Angry? That's an understatement.
I see the New Year's
It's New
madness
Year's.
started. Everyone busy?
As normal, boys. The city's gone crazy, and we already have our first dead body. They found a girl in Flowerville. It's a nasty case.
What do we know about it?
Sonny, you know I can't tell you.
Oh, come on, Mon. I only have 120 days left. And we could pretend these are my last beautiful days.
On my feathers, Sonny, stop that. It's so not your style.
Ah, he's been like this all...
Shut up, Marty. Come on.
Shut up, Marty.
Right. Though I don't know much. The girl was found inside a house. I won't tell you the address. I have a hunch you already know.
What? What are you talking about?
It's not like we were there, you know.
Anyway, she was...
Oh, yeah, and she is the one who picked up, by the way.
There was a message written on the wall
Yeah.
and on her back, too.
That's all?
That's all.
Thanks, Mon.
You're not gonna ask what the message was?
Oh yeah. What?
No, we're so convincing. I think we could be an actor, you know?
Caught. After looking on Reddit, the best version to play is the DS version. Okay. Probably end up doing
I'm
that.
glad that Reddit confirmed it for us.
You already know.
Hey man, I do go to Reddit for like pretty much everything now because I literally cannot trust any other site to give me a reasonable review on fucking anything.
I'm an open book to you, Mon.
One I've read too many
Like you know how I told you that, well, I mean, you obviously know this, but like I'm planning on moving or whatever. I did the thing that, you know, everybody keeps telling me, which is like, oh, just Google it, right?
Yeah.
So I did last night, like after stream was over, and surprise, surprise, I found so many websites that are like, these are the places that you should live in the Pacific Northwest, and it was like a top 10 list or whatever, with like links to like, here are apartments and homes available in these areas. And then I took that list, then in a separate tab, in incognito mode or whatever, I was like quality of living and like, what's it like living in blank? And it was just whatever the list was. And almost every single thing I saw was like overpriced, horrible, nothing to do. And I'm like, fucking internet, god damn it.
Well, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, if you have enough money, sure, it would be great. But is that reasonable thing to assume?
But that's
no.
like the thing.
So
That's the thing. But I guess that's what I'm saying, right? Which is like when you, I feel like that's the place where I got my new headphones, right? Like the ones that I replaced after my dog ate the old ones. Like I love these headphones. They sound incredible and they're actually extremely durable. And I found them because I put into Google like, you know, really good headphones, and then I, you know, whatever, and it gave me like a bunch of sponsored bullshit. And so then I did the same search, like really good headphones, Reddit. It sent me to a Reddit thread, and then the Reddit thread immediately answered my question, and I was like, thanks. You know,
thanks Reddit.
Thanks Reddit, you always save the day, unless you're accidentally framing a random Arab guy for the Boston City marathon bombing.
What did you expect? The mayor's kicked in and he's got to be at the PD. Deputy Malloy's blind
what's the name of the old man's wife again? Poor lady.
Marcia. She was waiting here for a while too, hoping it'll only take a few minutes. But as soon as they saw the state Malloy was in, she got into a taxi and went home.
So that's why the old hound's so angry.
Please, boys, don't make him more so, all right?
Unfortunately, I can't promise that, doll.
As usual.
Look what we found, Mon. Does this mean anything to you?
Where'd you find this, huh? Did you, I don't know, take evidence from the scene of a crime?
It's beautiful. Embossed, gilded. These are rare. But I've never seen anything like this one before.
So I'm wondering how you got your hands on it.
I'm afraid that's a secret, at least for now.
You haven't taken vital evidence from a crime scene, I hope.
Oh, wow. It's almost like it's predictable.
I mean, to be fair, I do the exact same thing to Ace Attorney, right?
Only if we don't wrap it up, Mon.
I remember I asked the question before of like, does that mean that I would be a good video game writer, or does that mean that I would actually be a bad video game writer since I know all the tropes?
Listen, Mon.
It's all so predictable.
You've seen her, right?
Yes, we were first on the scene.
Boys, you know...
What's the point of being anonymous?
I'm about to say, we did just straight up tell, like, why.
Mon, we're only asking for a little more time. We're hot on the trail. If you learn anything, would you, please?
Are you crazy?
Hey, keep it down. Blood boils right behind.
What the fuck is your problem?
It's a matter of luck.
Damn. Okay, but only because I can see how much it means to you.
Thanks, doll. We'll be forever grateful. Good old Fillmore hasn't been sniffing around here recently.
Yeah, he was here a week and a half ago. He used the archives and took out some public records.
That's all?
That's all. Oh, and he asked me out for a coffee.
I hope you said no.
Why are you so interested, Marty?
No, I'm not. I just...
What a character. What a character to have of like, hey, this is a guy who just loves cheating on his wife. Sorry, fiance.
I told him no. Just like I told you no on all 25 occasions.
Glad to hear that.
Okay, dude.
So I guess we're done.
We have no business.
Yeah. All right. How much time do we got?
No
We got like 20 minutes left. We could probably do Hotel Atlas in 20 minutes.
It's true.
We had no choice but to continue the investigation where it started. In that shady little apartment I called home.
Jesus fuck, my guy.
The lead was the list Fillmore gave us, with all those imposing names on it. But what could it mean? And why did Natasha keep it secret from us? But most importantly,
her eyes.
All this have to do with Deborah's death. The trail started to get cold, and so did the air outside. There was something unsettling in the black clouds, hiding all the stars. I prayed that they didn't bring an early snowfall. The night was already painful enough.
Not to be too keen, but I'm pretty sure in that scene where they were driving and they went and like the highway sign went over them, I'm pretty sure the highway sign was facing the wrong direction. Either that or they were driving down the wrong side of the highway. Because they drove underneath it and you could read the sign. It's like, wait a minute, highway signs are not double-sided like that. Like, it's supposed to only be for whichever side of the highway you're on.
Trying to calm down. I'll have a shot.
Sure you will.
And we're trying to put the pieces together, of course.
And what is next, boss?
Let's take a look at what we've learned so far. So, how did this whole case start?
I mean, look at this. This is interesting. We haven't gotten this before. How does this case start? With freaking the Deborah showing up at her place.
Oh, that's true. Can I not? I can't take her away. I guess we'll just start.
I guess that also worked.
Natasha with threats, but what's the connection? They make her suspicious. She's the source of them. They clearly weren't for her.
They were clearly addressed to her.
They're meant for Natasha, no doubt about that.
Okay. Cool.
What now? I guess you could put Deborah and say Deborah's dead?
Well, this one's Clue.
The key to her apartment?
I'm sure.
The list?
List.
At this point, you could just put all of it. There you go.
But there was something Natasha didn't speak about.
She kept it a secret.
Natasha is terrified, and she's in real danger. But she kept this list hidden from us. It seems too important to keep it a secret.
I mean, Monica did mention that everybody who's on the list was a guy. Wouldn't that be fucked up if that... Well, I don't know, maybe. But wouldn't that be crazy if the list was every dude that she fucked and how many times?
Oh my god, that would be crazy.
Because there were some people on that list that had like 28 next to their name. All right, well now, who the fuck do we... I guess it must be Ibn, right? Oh.
Could be important, but not now.
Almost, but not quite? No.
Lewis?
Is Lewis's name on the list?
But what could we do with this list?
Oh, show it to Lewis? He may know something about it.
I know only one person who moves in circles high enough to know where it's from. Lewis.
Dude, if this was a part of Lewis's like character that they tried to establish, because literally all I remember that they established was the fact that like he stutters, right, and owns a hotel, right? But I did not think that meant that he was
interested in like detective crime stuff, and he stutters.
Yeah, he stutters, and he owns a derelict hotel, right? Now, obviously, they did also establish like, oh, he visits the Tsar Club all the time. But at the same time, what? Like, oh yeah, actually, my friend Lewis, he's super wealthy and like super famous and stuff.
So the card is maybe a dead end. The piece of painting too.
But the list Filmar gave us...
Exactly. Full of those imposing names. And I only know one person who moves in similar circles.
Okay.
Lamar.
Yes, Marty. It's Lewis. Exactly.
Lamar.
It's Lewis. But where do we find the bunny man?
Well, since he owns this building, I'm hoping he's here.
You know his number?
By heart. 555-932.
Oh, you are a professional.
555932. Because we know it by heart.
Hey, Lewis, sorry to disturb you again. Could you come over to my place? I have a question.
A real case with the chicken police?
Thanks, pal. I owe you one.
See, like, I don't know. Like, oh, there's only one guy I know who would be in high society enough to, like, recognize this list, and it's a guy who, like, can't talk properly. You know what I mean? Like, not that that means that he should be excluded, but it means that the rich would probably exclude him. You know?
I got no clue. Clearly we're missing a bit of backstory here.
Good old rabbit. Thanks, Lewis.
Arrives instantaneously.
Oh, don't mention it. Besides, it was my big dream to help you with a serious...
So I guess that's what it is, right? Because Zip is like our informant for like criminal stuff. Monroe, or whatever the beaver's name, Morris
Murray.
He's like the history of the city, and then Lewis is like our connection to like high society stuff, apparently. It's kind of neat.
Well, let's hope you can help. What can you tell me about this list, old pal?
Well, these names...
I know half of them personally.
Even more.
What? How is this hotel not the most fucking popular hotel in the entire city?
Because he just wants to keep things on the down low.
But what I'm saying is that, like, oh, I know half of these people personally. Cool. This should be a swanky hotel for celebrities and politicians and shit then, right?
I knew it. But I have no idea what kind of list this is.
Here we go.
But these are all members of the upper class. Politicians, business people. Oh my. Even the commander of the Royal Guard.
Damn.
But I really don't know what it is.
So, is it a...
I'm afraid so.
Deborah, the girl who came to me tonight.
Yes, she's a very lovely young lady.
Where did you take her after you two...
Where she asked me to. To
Flowerville. Rochester Street 37?
Yes, exactly. Why?
He's dead.
Luck. Nothing good, Lewis. Nothing good.
Oh, new question. There was only 3. Now there's 4.
This?
I think we have a bingo, gentlemen.
You see, I also have one of these.
A card? Like...
Yes. It's a membership card to a very exclusive club.
That was in Deborah's pocketbook. Or purse, rather. Probably from Natasha would be my assumption, but...
Very.
That's what I'm talking about.
What does SN mean, Lewis?
It's the Sweltering Nile.
Oh, dude, that's a great name! Holy shit!
Sweltering Nile, wow.
That's a...
Well, yes, it's a brothel, but it's not like that. It's something completely different.
It's about fetishes.
Calm down, Lewis. We're not gonna tell anybody.
Thank you so much. It is rather embarrassing.
Listen, Lewis, how do we get in?
You want to get in? Well, if you show them this card, they'll surely let you in, but it will be obvious you're not regulars.
We're used to that.
So, are we going to a luxury brothel?
Marty?
Correct, Marty. Thanks for that.
Why?
I owe you one.
Why are we going?
Third time today, I think.
Well, I'm like...
Saba, it's a clue. It was a card that was...
No, I know.
Oh, okay,
but like, Lewis is like... It's not what you think. And I mean, I guess maybe he's just covering up for something like personal, but I thought he was like actually saying like,
if it's a luxury brothel, I can only assume it's like BDSM or like fetish stuff. Because if it's a luxury brothel that needs like an exclusive membership, like, because you can just fuck a person anytime you want. It's pretty easy, actually. You know. So like, it must be for specific tastes.
So I guess if we go, maybe we can figure that out. Okay.
I mean, given how much time we have left, that would probably be for the next time we play this, I guess.
Then disappeared.
Really? That's suspicious.
Or he had business elsewhere. It's New Year's Eve. Everybody's going somewhere.
I didn't see her after the show. If I'm not mistaken, she usually leaves when everyone else has already left.
What else do you know about her, Lewis?
Oh, not much. What everybody knows. She was a dancer, then a backing singer, then star, and then club owner.
We found out as much already. Do you think she'd fled the Stavonian massacre? That's why the secrecy.
Do you mean the massacre of the royal family? I'd say her accent is a dead giveaway, and her name too, though it's undoubtedly an alias.
So it's possible that she is a part of the royal family.
I don't think so. Nobody could have survived that awful night.
You're
Nice.
probably right. What should we know about the place, Lewis? Besides what they're dealing in there.
No, it's an elegant and exclusive place. Not everybody visits them for that, you know. Some animals just go for company.
Oh. Depending on
Unless
when
it's
this
like a
game
host
started
club, I
production, that would be really interesting if this character had like a reference to there was a famous Reddit post where somebody on Ask Reddit was just like, hey, escorts, prostitutes, whatever, what's a really interesting story from your time, right? And one of the most popular things that came from that was this one escort was talking about how there was this guy who had an extremely bad stutter, and he would procure her services, but they would never do anything sexual. They would never wear anything skimpy or anything like that. They would just go out to eat, and he would just practice talking for the entire duration of their time together. Eventually, he got better. They stopped seeing each other in that sort of way, but they like maintained contact as like friends. And 10 years later, he's like totally fine. So I wonder if that's kind of what they're going with
That's
Lewis here.
interesting that he went down the escort route rather than just like, because I'm pretty sure you could just hire.
In a literal sense, genuinely might just be cheaper.
I see. I guess
Okay.
it's mostly
than getting a speech coach.
Mostly, yes. The wealthy who have a taste.
Yes, of course.
Is it true what they say, that it's some kind of hidden stronghold of the royalists?
The Nile is a proud herald of the coexistence of all the species. Yes, but stronghold? I don't think so.
But the place must be an eyesore for the separatists, right?
Oh, don't worry for the girls, Sonny. They can defend themselves quite well. The separatists wouldn't dare to go near the place.
Well, we'll see what they have to
Strange,
say
like,
about
political
these two.
espionage story. They're kind of like setting up here.
That was...
That's two major scenes in a row that they've referenced the idea of separatists and royalists.
May I ask what you have gotten yourself...
It's complicated, Lewis.
Ah, is there...
Maybe there's some...
Well, I think that's pretty much it.
Yep.
And by Lewis, as it turned out recently.
Lewis, yeah.
It seems old Thumper likes to kill time in a very luxurious way. Actually, you know what? No wonder his hotel went out of business.
No conception of like people's age. It's like I can't. Like,
No, literally none.
The body types don't help either. It's like I'm not learning anything.
All right. Let's take a moment to, I guess, discuss the video game. Oh, and you have to go. Okay. So, as I said at the start of today's stream, I still like this game. I still think it's cool. I definitely think it's flawed, but I think that it's still very cool, and I would like to continue playing it at some point. But I think that next week, because it's October, I would absolutely adore shifting again, pivoting yet again to Scarlet Hollow, and we would start your playthrough of Scarlet Hollow. Now, once again, my understanding is that every 2 years, or every year or so, I think it's 2 years, they come out with a new chapter for Scarlet Hollow. And as far as I know right now, that would be this October.
Oh, so maybe...
So it's entirely possible that we start your playthrough, get to chapter 4, which is the most recent one that came out, and then at some point during our playthrough, chapter 5 is released, and we would both experience chapter 5 together at the same time.
Well, that sounds like fun.
So I think we'll do that. I think we have that to look forward to. And then obviously next week, we're also starting Chrono Trigger as well. So I got to get my OBS all set up for that and whatnot. The thing I'll remind you about Scarlet Hollow, and I know that this is probably going to irk you, because I know that this is exactly the type of playstyle you would have wanted to have picked, but you clearly remember what I told you about you pick like 2 perks at the very beginning?
Yeah, I remember, I think I said one of them we should be hot for.
I would absolutely adore because so essentially for me, of the, I think there's 6, maybe even 7. The 2 that I picked were Book Smart and Street Smart, which meant that my character was Smarty Pants, right? So if you want, absolutely 100% totally okay with going with hot, but then whatever the other ones
are.
I mean, we'll read them when we get there, but there's a lot of interesting ones. There's one where like you could talk to animals. There's one where like you get like psychic premonitions and stuff. It's very cool, very interesting in that way. I don't know.
Cool,
At some point, I would love to come back to Chicken Police. Obviously, that will be a little bit. What the fuck is the
down the road
now? God damn it. Obviously, that would be a little bit down the line, maybe even like into December, which is funny because then November is when I'm planning on doing my trip. So I guess maybe late November instead of December. But anywho, But yeah, we'll do that, and then obviously Chrono Trigger is just going to be what we're doing for 1,000 years, so we should have fun with that. All right, cool. I call that a stream. I will ask you though, now that we've done a second 3-hour session of this game, has your opinion changed at all?
I'm still like on the fence. Like, still some of them, like the conversation stuff we went through, were a little like I thought the conversations were fine, but like what is it, gameplay, like not reward, but like the gauging of how air quotes well you did seems a little weird to me, because like I said, I thought the conversation was fine. Sure. And then they introduced that whole other section of game, once again I'm gonna say air quotes, gameplay, where you connect, like, I
would say that's literally gameplay given the context of what the video game is. But yeah, I don't know. And it's so weird because it was just like that investigation, quote unquote, section was literally just to introduce the idea, like to remind us of like, hey, you could talk to Lewis because apparently he's a high society socialite. You know, and it's like, okay, like I mean, I guess so. I think we established that, but yeah.
Once again, it's like I still want to see more of the story. As long as that like you're a decent cop or great cop system doesn't actually affect the story, then I'm like, I think it should be okay.
Yeah, I think it literally just reflects what your star rating at the end is. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They're genuinely, well, because that's the thing, right? Is that Ren'Py could keep track of like any number of variables like as you're playing. So it's entirely possible that over the course of the game, they keep track of how many stars we earned, and our ending would change depending on how many stars.
Yeah, like if that's the case, then I would be like pissed off at the end. But
that being said, they do give you the opportunity to retry as many times as you want until you get 5 stars. We just didn't want to do that. So. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just wanted to ask because I wanted to kind of gauge. I wanted to make sure that this game wasn't like boring you to tears, kind of like how Omori was boring me to tears. So Because I don't know. I still want to go back to Omori at some point. And I told you before that I tried to like play it a little bit on like my own time, like while I was watching a video essay. And boy howdy, let me tell you, that game still takes a fucking long time to play, even when you're just kind of like just vibing. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll cross the bridge when we come to it one day. All right, we'll call that a stream. Good night, Saba. Enjoy your week. Ciao, ciao.
You too. Bye bye.
And disconnect. Good night.